Hey there, schlippity dippities. My name is Zeke Freak, and I cheated on my math test. Joining me today are my usual cohorts Kevin, the armadillo wrangler from down under, and Saradin, the man in the hot dog costume doing sick ass flips and tricks with a big ass sign. And together, we're gonna rank the Ice Age films by how hard the end credits pop song insert goes. Welcome to the Bakagaijinshow.
Okay, the one for Ice Age 2 does go pretty hard, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty easy S tier
Yeah, pretty
right there.
easy S tier on that
Never
one.
seen.
It's fine.
I don't think it counts as an insert, but I think everyone who was alive at the time to watch the popsicle commercials has Dawn of the Dinosaurs fucking dance jig stuck in their head.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in the age of ice, so I remember when the first 3 movies came out very vividly, and every single commercial for the second movie was that frickin' sloth cult, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Wish I had a sloth cult.
Most people do. Or at least I think most people do.
Everybody wants a cult.
Everybody wants a cult. Sloth's
That's a true
optional.
fact. Yeah. Sloths are an acquired taste. Cults are universal.
Cults are
Can't confirm. I belong to one.
I don't know how to... The problem is, you're not wrong.
Yeah, well, we are, for better or worse, instinctually tribal creatures. And everyone deep down wants to be Big Monkey.
Go back, I want to be monkey!
He with the stick who make the rules.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a great opening. I just came up from a nap.
Yeah, I also just got back from, like, doing a bunch of frickin' yard work. Well, garage work,
Yeah.
technically, but...
No, you helped me clear out my garage. It was not. We worked in the yard, but it was.
Yeah,
mostly in the
yeah.
garage. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah, no.
classify it as yard work. That tax-wise, that counts differently.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you lifted some furniture. You pushed some boxes.
Pushed some boxes, lifted some furniture, organized tools. Goddamn, so many fucking tools. Why did your dad buy so many goddamn fucking tools? Why
Okay,
do you
so
need...
my dad's disease was he would have a set of tools, and then he would need one inside the house. So he would go to the garage instead of building a toolbox for the house. He would go to the garage, grab that tool, bring it inside, use it, then set it somewhere. Then it would end up in a box. Then when he needed a tool, he'd go to the garage and be like, "I don't have that tool anymore." So then he would go out and buy another fucking tool. And so over the years, like, this shit just accumulated.
I need you to understand. I found a case full of power drills. Multiple power drills.
Yep.
Who the fuck needs, like, 5 power drills? They're all perfectly good, too. So, God. There's like frickin' 25 different X-Acto knives, 15 screwdrivers, 5 power drills, just so many.
I have a drawer of like over 100 screwdrivers.
Good lord.
Damn, you're gonna... Dude, fucking when the apocalypse hit, your house is gonna be the place to loot.
Kind of, yeah. That is very true. We are going to be stocked the fuck up on that one. Beat people back with a shovel. Which you also have plenty of.
Say we. I like how you just subtly included yourself in his apocalypse scenario.
What? No, I didn't say that. No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
yeah,
No.
I'm just saying a little presumptuous.
I don't know what you're talking about, Zeke Freak.
Kevin, what do you bring to the apocalypse? What do you bring to the table in an apocalyptic scenario?
Comic relief.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
So
that's
he
about
dies
right.
first. Understood.
Basically, he's offering to be your court jester.
Yeah, I'm the court jester. I'm just the guy over there who says, like, funny lines every now and then to keep the spirits up. I'm that guy from Aliens who's like, "Game over, man! Game over!"
Well, you either die first or last, so...
Yep. Probably first, knowing me. Again, comic relief.
Yeah.
You can tell shit's going down when I'm dead.
Sure. The hordes come, and that's when the cramps begin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the cramps get in, the cramps kick in right when it's least convenient.
I'm just saying, I've never seen you run.
It's also like how in frickin' chase movies and whatever the fuck, the woman can run perfectly fine in heels up until her heel has to break at the exact wrong time.
Script writing wise, it is heels are pretty convenient script writing or storyboarding wise.
Yeah.
For that reason.
I'm just reminded of frickin' Jurassic World, where in every single chase scene they deliberately obscured the main actress's feet in every single chase scene because she was supposed to be wearing heels, and it's like she can't run in heels.
Sure.
Up until the moment her heel had to break.
I haven't been focused on checking for that, but I'm pretty sure multiple films probably do that.
Oh, definitely. It is a common thing.
Yeah, that's not a fresh hot Jurassic World exclusive.
Yeah, it's really, really obvious in that particular film. Especially with how much the camera likes to linger on her feet. Colin Trevorrow has basically the same fetish as Quentin Tarantino. He's just way less horny about it.
Oh damn! You think they're in the same group chat?
They pass notes in class.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that lemonade you told me about earlier.
Right.
I'm so obsessed with that fucking can of, I think it's deodorant or hairspray or whatever that has Jurassic World Dominion branding on it.
Oh
like,
yeah, that yeah.
What is this for? Who is it? Who's looking for fucking hairspray or whatever and sees
underdeveloped
holy
16-year-olds.
shit, this hairspray is fucking sponsored by Jurassic World Dominion? Oh shit, I'm gonna smell like a raptor. Who thinks this?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say the autistic kid who never quite grew out of the I love dinosaurs phase, but he's in puberty, so he's gotta have deodorant.
I guess so. I think the dumbest example of that I ever saw was a bag of oranges that for some reason just had Yoda on it. That's when I knew capitalism had gone too far.
Oh yeah, I found it. The Jurassic World soap and scrub bath set with T-Rex scrubby, Dino berry scented body wash and shampoo.
What series of phone calls led to this thing's creation?
I don't know. Fucking hell.
I just feel like there's got to be easier and more pragmatic ways to tell people your movie exists.
Right, yeah, look, the 2003 Hulk film peaked with Hulk hands, alright? So...
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I get the commercial value of, like, having a McDonald's toy or something.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
No, I absolutely don't. Just...
If you work in advertising and understand what the hell is going on today, please email us, bakagaijinshow@gmail.com.
At gmail.com, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what the fuck, and also how.
And also why.
We have spent entirely too long talking about Jurassic World Dominion.
Absolutely.
Kevin, what have you
far
been
too much.
doing?
God Christ, yeah. I've been doing shit. No.
Sure. Like what? Listed in alphabetical order.
Okay, maybe not in alphabetical order, but I can list it. That much I can do.
Oh well, that wasn't the assignment, so
yeah,
you're gonna get marks off for that.
Yeah, I'm already failing on that one. No,
yep.
No, it's been a couple. It's been a few weeks again. So
yeah, it's been more than a week.
Yeah, I've gone to the theater a couple times since we last recorded.
Cool.
A couple weeks ago, me and Sheridan actually went to the local drive-in to watch Twisters. I have never actually gone to a drive-in before, so that was actually a pretty fun
Most
experience.
people haven't.
Yeah. It's a fun
They're very rare these days.
Yeah, but it's a fun experience. It's actually pretty nice. Thankfully, modern drive-ins don't have those shitty little speaker boxes next to the car that you're supposed to just like put into your car. No, it's
it's all FM. It's all FM radio projection now. So you just play it to your car's radio. And considering the quality of most car radios these days, if you have a moderately new vehicle, you're going to get pretty good sound quality.
Oh yeah, sounded
inside
really
your
nice.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounded really good. And you know, I just have stock speakers in my car, but you know, they still did a really good job projecting the movie. And the screen is all digital, and the screen is digital projection now. So I think the drive-in near me did like 70 millimeter whatever until probably like the mid 2000s, and then they switched to digital projection.
Yeah, most theaters around 2010, 2011 switched to digital projection, so they probably...
Yeah, I think they took a little bit longer. I think they were like 2015, 2016 before they did, but they eventually switched to digital projection. So you do get a nice clear picture on the big screen in front of you. You do get perfectly clear sound. It's synced up perfectly. Also, there's no lag. From the FM versus everything, it's very well synced.
Yes, that was actually one concern that I had, and thankful. I'm very sensitive to like audio visual lag, and there was none of that.
There was none of it.
Radio, so
their food is relatively inexpensive. You can buy yesterday's leftover popcorn for like $15, and it's a bag the size of a fucking basset hound.
Yeah,
So for the cost of a large popcorn at a normal theater, you could buy bag of popcorn.
Yeah. If you just want to eat popcorn for 2 weeks, there you go.
Yeah. So, but their food is reasonably priced. Their fryer was down this time.
Yeah.
When I went, but they do have really good ice cream treats there too. They have everything. They'd have all the normal confections: popcorn, soda pop, candy. They also have a fry grill where you can order burgers and stuff. And while you're not supposed to, you can bring food in.
Yeah.
Just don't make a big scene about it.
Yeah, just don't be like, haha, we're bringing this, fuck you. No, don't do that.
Yeah. The only downside to going to a drive-in theater is that you should probably keep your car on most of the time, just so your battery doesn't die.
Yeah.
And so you will burn through, about a half a gallon of gas while you're sitting there watching the movie. But it's a fun experience. Show up early, and there are kids just running around playing football, or there's dudes sitting on the back of their pickup truck with a speaker playing music.
Oh yeah, there were some people who were just like turned around in camper vans with the freaking backs open, just like lounging. Yep. Like they were just making a whole like picnic out of the experience.
It's a very unique experience. It's a very unique experience, and I'm glad that some drive-ins across America have stayed relevant and preserved.
I actually looked it up. Apparently,
and we have one in town.
Yeah,
we used to have two. We used to have two
really?
in our area.
Yeah.
Yeah, one was out by Xenia. It was called the Skyborn.
Okay.
But that one closed down, I think, 2016 or so. But the Dixie is still going very strong. The Dixie Drive-In is still going very strong.
Yeah.
And probably will for a long time because, we saw young dudes there on a Saturday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was actually something I was very impressed by. There are a lot of like teenagers who were going there. So
And honestly, if you're willing to put up with the mild inconveniences of it, it's a cheaper way to watch a film too. Like our tickets were like
$10.
I think $10 a piece. Yeah. And the food's cheaper, and you can always bring your own food if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a much cheaper experience watching a movie.
So if you have a drive-in theater nearby, give it a chance.
Do they charge you a convenience fee for ordering tickets online? But that's the only way to order tickets because I'm still mad about that AMC theaters.
No, you can just
no. You just pay
at
the door, and you tell them which screen you want, and they tell you to find a parking spot.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, Twisters.
It's
Also, it helps that Twisters was also really good.
Yeah, I have no idea why Twisters, like the original film has not aged well. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
here. Some of the special effects are still pretty impressive, but like the narrative sucks. It is a divorce film. It is a shitty divorce comedy or divorce film. And it's supposed to be about tornadoes. And this one was just so much better told. It was a much more interesting narrative. The science represented was much better. Not perfect, but much better.
Yeah.
And
There was definitely a lot more,
characters were
like-
actually characters.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot more realistic grounding in terms of like the drama and stakes in this film, as well as the science, and I think that helped the movie immensely. And it really helped a lot of those like big action and terror sequences to really hit harder comparative to the original movie.
Yeah, it kept a more serious tone, so the tornado moments were much more terrifying.
It's interesting. It kept.
That being said, it still had a lot of fun with those tornado scenes.
Yes.
Like the fucking tornado wranglers were absolute fucking rebels the whole time.
I love that. I love that the core conflict of this movie is between these like serious tornado, like these serious like weather scientists who are trying to like understand tornadoes, and fucking YouTubers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I absolutely love that.
And YouTubers making stunt videos. But I won't say more. I think it's worth a watch because there are some twists with that story. It is not nearly that plain of a narrative. There is a lot of twisting going on. Ha ha ha! There are twists in the movie called Twisters. Ha ha! Hey. But yeah, no, it had like no right to be as good as it was, and it was really good. And I know it's been criticized for this. I know it's been criticized for this, but I think the decision to leave out any preachiness about global warming was kind of helped the film be a little bit more timeless.
Yeah, it helped to,
and it did make nods to it.
Yeah.
It did make nods to it. There were times where they were discussing how, you know, tornado frequency has increased recently, or in recent times and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, we've noticed a spike in severe weather thanks to global warming and differing weathering patterns than we used to have. So
yeah, I knew.
So they've made allusions to, you know, some of that, but it was never over the head.
Did they talk about them like they were an invading species? Like the tornado attacks are growing more intense.
Yeah,
they're coming for our women.
Yeah, so like the whole thing with this movie, I actually had a conversation with somebody about this before, after I saw the movie. Like it does try and stay away from making global warming, like climate change, like a major topic in the film. But to be fair, the focus isn't necessarily on, you know, what's causing more tornadoes to spawn. It's more so we're still trying to figure out how tornadoes spawn, how they work, why they exist, and that kind of thing.
Well,
like,
you see, when a mommy tornado and a daddy tornado love each other very much.
I think, but like, the whole thing with this movie is I feel like choosing to keep the narrative more focused on the how and why of tornadoes rather than, you know, broad statements on climate change, I felt that made the film a lot more focused. Your mileage may vary on that, but I think it actually works in the film's favor that it kept things relatively focused, rather than just trying to touch on every single element of.
Yeah, it told you just enough and used you just enough that anybody who knows anything about, you know, storm chasing or tornadoes, which has become, you know, kind of a hobbyist thing since the original Twisters. When the original Twister came out, the number of storm chasers in the country almost quadrupled in the next 10 years. People became interested in doing that, and it really helped advance the field. But now people are more knowledgeable because there are a bunch of weather enthusiasts.
Yeah, we know they come from wizards now.
Okay. But no, they come from an ancient angry shark god, but we haven't got to that point in Sharknado yet.
Sure.
But no, like I think you know, so people are a little bit more knowledgeable than they used to be about Twisters, or about tornadoes in general, about tornado science. So a lot of that science was represented at least some way. And they added just enough believable sci-fi. Like, here's the weird thing I said. I think that Twisters is a really good hard sci-fi movie.
It kind of is, yeah. Because, again, a lot of the science that it has in the movie is based in reality on, like, actual science, but it's definitely...
Oh, did they actually kill a virgin to keep the tornadoes at bay?
No, how they elevate that science by the end of the film is very similar to how they elevate the science in Interstellar, where a lot of it is very grounded. They fudge some stuff for the sake of cinema and simplicity. But it's still extremely grounded, and the way that they elevate it is essentially finding their version of the singularity. It's like, oh, the only way to make this work is if we attain the unattainable, or, you know, in our world it's the unattainable right now, which is peering into a singularity. In Interstellar, that's how they elevated the science and really created the very sci-fi style ending. And in this one, they did something very similar, where they took the grounded science that they had spoken about, and then they elevated it by achieving information that we simply don't have access to right now.
Yeah.
By using a bit of sci-fi tech. But even then, the sci-fi tech was very grounded. This wasn't like, drones flying up into the air and reading everything. It was actually very realistic sci-fi tech. It's just no storm chasers nuts enough to make that shit work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, the movie's really
So they
really
played
good.
well with so it was actually like Twisters is actually a hard sci-fi film, which I think is really interesting. But the characters are a joy. There's a great emotional hook and the character development on multiple angles with multiple characters throughout the course of the movie, and it was actually really good. It was a very good thrill ride movie that had a very, very good core series of elements to it, and I'm all for if this is how we're going to give treatments to late 80s and early 90s movie properties that haven't been touched, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because Top Gun Maverick had no right to be as good as it was, and Twisters had no right to be as good as it was. Please start finding obscure 90s movies and remaking them. This shit's awesome.
Can we take more of those movies that should have been way better than they were and remake those rather than the ones that were already great to begin with?
And make them shittier.
Yeah. Because I'd rather have that than diminishing returns.
Because honestly, the original Twister film, the thing that really sold it to audiences was the groundbreaking computer graphics at the time.
Yeah.
And I was very glad to see that in this film, despite the fact that there was a lot of CG in this film, but there were still some very, very well choreographed practical driving effects and practical wind effects and practical sets in it. So it didn't feel entirely plastic like I was afraid it was, because from the trailers it's a lot of the big CG set pieces, like the oil refinery getting hit by a tornado, which is, by the way, that's actually happened before. Very scary. Thankfully oil refineries are usually in the middle of fucking nowhere or on the edge of cities, so
that is something that I liked in Twisters, is that despite the fact that 30 years have passed since the original movie came out, whenever the major set pieces happen, the characters still feel grounded in the setting, and you still feel the terror and tension that the characters are in danger.
And there, like I said, there's enough practical stuff going on around them, wind machines and debris being flown around in the very foreground where the actors are, that it gives them something to properly react to, and it makes them feel organically placed in that world as opposed to not.
Yeah.
I
don't want to spend too much time talking about Twisters, but it's a phenomenal. It's a really, really good movie. Really liked it a lot. Not the only movie I've seen in theaters. The other one that I saw in theaters was last week. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, unlike Twisters, I can't say a whole lot about this movie without spoiling something, but I thought this is a really, really fun, little fan servicey action movie. I appreciate that we have a Deadpool movie in the MCU that just isn't trying to sand off the edges of the character. This is still a fucking Deadpool movie. They are absolutely making full use of that fucking R rating. But I've definitely got my issues with it. I feel like the movie's way too bloated for its own good. And it does have a little bit of that modern MCU problem of you need to watch at least 5 other things to fully understand the plot. But apart from that, pretty fun movie. I like Deadpool and Wolverine a lot. I think the important thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is to not spoil anything about it, because I think its entire appeal comes from in the theater comes from the things that they didn't show you in the trailer. I agree.
And unfortunately, because of that, and because of the way they executed it, it was a very fun movie in the moment, but I feel like my statement was, I think it feels a little dated the second you walk out of the theater. You can't recapture the surprise that made the movie what it was a second time.
Yeah,
Like, once you know what's coming, I can't imagine it's going to be as enjoyable an experience, because the core elements, everything from the fight scenes, which, sure, they're well choreographed, they're gruesome, they're funny, and a lot of the jokes are very good, but as soon as you know how the setup and payoffs are going to work, the jokes are not going to be as funny the second time.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this movie's going to
a lot
play
of the
on a rewatch.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue with it. So, not awful. Definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to be the movie you go back to multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for like the first time through, it's a really fun time at the very least. So worth at least a watch. Especially if you just like Deadpool and you feel like the character of Wolverine. Those are the two headlining elements, and those are the two things you're probably going to enjoy the most in this movie, as it should be. I beat another video game. I blitzed through another Ys game. This time I went through Ys 7, which was originally released on PSP back in like 2009. It's a fun game. Not really a whole lot that I can say about this one. It's just a really fun, little, straightforward action RPG. Probably the most action-forward Ys game that doesn't have a whole lot of, like, RPG elements to it. It's kind of just an action-adventure game with the loosest RPG elements to it. I think the most interesting part of the game is how you have different weapon skills that are unlocked by using different weapons, and while you can use those skills with other weapons, you have to level them up with each weapon individually, so I feel like that's kind of interesting. Only two major issues that I have with the game are your party AI is dumb as bricks. It uses the same party system as Ys 8, but this is like the original version of it, and they clearly did not perfect the party AI, because occasionally you'll just be trying to traverse through the overworld or traverse through a dungeon, and one of your guys is just going to run off, attack an enemy, and try attacking an enemy that is presently off screen and nowhere near you, and they're just going to start taking damage, and you have to like frickin' swap over to them and walk them back manually, or you're trying to like pick up crafting materials in the overworld, and again, one or more of your little dudes is just running off doing other shit, and it's like, what are you doing? This is going to take forever on my own.
If I isolated that clip in isolation, everyone would think you're talking about Pikmin.
Christ. No, but no, yeah, and the other issue that I have with Ys 7 is, with the way that the game is set up, it kind of encourages you to just pick whatever members of your party you want as like your main three, preferably preferably one character with each different type of attack, strike, slash, or pierce. But the final boss requires you to play as every single member of your party in a three-phase fight. So you are going to have, if you played the game like I did and did not expect the last boss to do that, you're going to have about 3 characters who are properly leveled and 6 other characters who are like 7 levels lower than they should be, and also have really bad equipment, so you're going to have to grind for an hour to get the golden shit to upgrade them and level them up so you can beat the boss properly. That was annoying, but thankfully it didn't take long to grind, so apart from that, good game. Very good game. Had a good time with it. Other shit that I watched, I finally watched Boy and the Heron. So I have once again seen every Miyazaki movie.
Oh, did they make out?
No.
Okay.
So the interesting thing about The Boy and the Heron is that this is definitely Miyazaki. Like, I've referred to The Wind Rises as being a very personal film for Miyazaki in the past, but that's more so a personal film in the way of Miyazaki just kind of making a love letter to his passions.
Cool.
The Boy and the Heron is a lot more personal in that it's kind of him laying his soul bare, and this is basically him having a late life, mid-80s crisis in film form.
Sure.
And it's a very interesting movie. It's a very introspective film. It's visually phenomenal, as per usual, and it's very creative. And I will say the tone is... It's uniquely Miyazaki, but different from a lot of his other works. At the same time, though, the pacing of this movie's an absolute fucking mess. Because, like, it's paced pretty well, and it has, like, a pretty nice... it has pretty nice character development and plot progression throughout the first hour of the film. Then the second act hits, and it just kind of becomes shit happens the movie.
Sure.
Now, shit happens for a reason, but there's no real structure to it, and as a result, I feel the movie kind of loses a lot of its emotional impact by the end. Although I will say it's still better than Howl's Moving Castle.
Damn, got him.
Yeah. No, it's good. Like, I give it like an 8 out of 10, but it's a very flawed 8 out of 10, you know?
Sure.
Like, the strong elements of the movie hold it together enough to where I can say, yeah, it's pretty good. I also watched an old frickin' Buster Keaton movie, The General. It is remarkable that movie is about 100... What?
The guy who sells you car insurance?
No, different General. No. No, this movie is... It is remarkable how a movie almost 100 fucking years old is still this fucking entertaining. Goddamn remarkable, because, like, this movie came out... You have to understand, this movie came out only 20 years after the advent of, like... what we consider modern studio films. So this is very, very, very early.
Hey, I don't have to understand anything. I can choose to ignore what you just said.
Right. But, like, it's very early in, like, the history of what we consider modern studio films.
2013, got it.
Shut up. No. But it's a really well-made movie, and it's actually really entertaining. I do not condone the Confederacy, though. Yeah, unfortunately...
Weird thing to say unprompted, but go on.
This movie's about a dude trying to join the Confederacy to impress his sweetheart.
You know, I'm sure that actually happened in history.
This is actually based on a... Actually, this movie is based on a real historical event. It's just played up a little bit for comedy. So,
like Necrovision.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's because you're not based. You don't remember when game boxes were fucking trapezoids.
The Game Sphere!
Yeah, game boxes used to be trapezoids. Look at these.
What the hell? Oh god, what the hell is that?
That's a trapezoid. Actually, it's 3 trapezoids.
Oh my god, that just reminds me of the frickin'... Hold on, Legend of...
Are we done looking at shapes?
Hold on, I need to show Zeke the dumbest Blu-ray box I've ever seen in my life.
Well, the dumbest Blu-ray box ever is Speed Racer's Head, but I'm assuming you mean the second dumbest.
Okay,
ever.
the second dumbest I've ever seen is the fucking... It's a freaking WebP file. Whatever. It's the fucking Legend of Galactic Heroes Dodecahedron.
Oh, the one that looks like an Alienware PC? Yeah.
Yes! Yeah, that one. $900, please.
How about no?
They charged $900 for this?
Yes, they did.
What's in it?
Anime.
Anything else?
No.
Why was it $900?
God, I have no fucking idea. Anyway, apart from that, watched Jonah. In terms of movies we watched in the server, we watched Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, which...
Did we not talk about that last time?
No, we did not. It's been that long.
It's been so long, we haven't fucking done a podcast since we saw Jonah?
Yeah, we watched that the week after, like, the fucking Monday after our last podcast. But yeah, Jonah.
Lost King.
Yeah, Jonah. Very fun movie.
He was a prophet.
We also watched Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That movie is garbage.
Well, we had fun.
Yeah, we had fun. This is one of those movies that is just absolutely terrible, but you can make this movie fun. It's really easy to heckle.
What I find really fascinating about that movie is that it came out 2 years before we actually had a picture of Mars.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 years later, we finally had our first picture of Mars. Remarkable. But, and we also watched a Goofy movie this past Monday.
Oh, which one?
A Goofy movie.
Which one?
A Goofy movie.
Which one?
Okay, listen.
The joke was old. In 2001, my dude.
Finally, I'm tuning in for a nice, normal movie. I hope this doesn't have any goofy shit in it. Oh, son of a bitch!
You know, we've said it before, but just a reminder to everyone that this is not part of the Disney canon, but Dinosaur is.
You know, you want to know even the stupidest thing is?
Uh-huh.
In the UK, Dinosaur is not part of the Disney canon, but The Wild is.
Well, they're weird over there.
Yeah.
I agree. If I had my way, I take The Wild over that.
But no, the Goofy movie honestly is one of the best Disney movies of the 90s, and it's kind of this perfect encapsulation of the 90s. That remarkably does not feel like it is aged poorly. It's more so just a time capsule now. It's super fun. It's got great music. I love the primary plot line between Goofy and Max in this movie. Really fun and really, really engaging.
If they make a shitty live-action remake of it, who plays Goofy?
Adam Sandler.
Okay,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
probably. Honestly, probably.
Let's just ad hoc a Big Daddy remake. Why not?
Oh my god.
All right, Nicolas Cage. Better choice. You know he'd do it.
Yeah, you do it.
Come on, son. Somebody do the freaking Nick Cage.
But like, they have to
telling
be
us about
human
the
characters.
freaking-
They have to get isekai'd into the real world, and then be like human characters at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they have to come up with some shitty excuse as to why his name is actually Goofy.
Oh,
it's
right.
like it's like a dozen different 2000s movies that were obsessed with fictional characters getting isekai into New York City for some reason.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like freaking Rocky and Bullwinkle or some fucking shit like that.
Yeah. Good lord, that movie hurt me to watch.
Rocky and Bullwinkle is an experience.
That's on the movie night list, right?
You can put it there.
Sorry for the coughing.
I kind of want to.
Make it so, number one.
Yeah. If it's not there, it's there now. Yeah. Apart from that, I don't think I've done much else. It's mostly just watching anime and shit, which
Cool.
I did catch up on Tower of God Season 2 finally. This is a season that is just this side of competent in terms of animation production and direction, which would normally be fine if it didn't come off of the phenomenally directed and animated first season. And I made this point on Twitter, but Jason DeMarco, you got so many South Koreans hating you right now because the only reason that the only reason that Telecom is not doing Season 2 of Tower of God is because the exact same crew that did Tower of God Season 1 are currently doing the Rick and Morty anime. That looks like shit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has positive is gonna review that positively.
Somehow every trailer for it has looked worse.
Yeah, they show off like the freaking big like comedic action scene or whatever, and it runs at like 5 frames per second and looks like garbage.
It's slow. It's meandering. It's not funny, which is
it's
a cardinal
super
sin
not
for
funny. Yeah.
anything with Rick and Morty in the title.
Yeah.
I don't think they get it. This whole project is very weird because I just don't. I don't mean to generalize an entire culture here, but I feel like if there's one show whose comedy the Japanese aren't going to really get, it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah, and you can really tell with the Rick and Morty anime. I guarantee you 6 months after this airs, it's going to get written off for tax reasons. Guarantee you.
Well, Zaslav is really streamlining the process, so...
Dude, we've already written off 3 other Toonami originals. We've written off Shenmue the Animation, we've written off Fina Warrior Princess, and we've written off some fucking third thing, I forget the name. No, we've written off 3 other shows, so why the fuck not? Let's add number 4.
Is he going for a record?
I have no fucking... I think...
Does he actually just secretly
Oh,
hate
right!
movies?
No, it was the shitty-looking CG Blade Runner anime that got written off, yeah.
Oh, that's really recent, man.
Yeah. I think the only reason people aren't bitching is because 1, those shows aren't good, and 2, you can still watch them on Crunchyroll because they were Crunchyroll co-productions, and Crunchyroll still owns the rights to the Japanese versions.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Tower God Season 2 is looking fine, but it's such a step down from Season 1.
Yeah, it's really a shame that in the season was such immaculate production work across the board for some reason, that this is the one that drew the short straw.
Yeah, it's super, super unfortunate. Like, and the thing is, like, the Spice and Wolf remake, which is a holdover from last season, the animation quality is kind of melting episode to episode, but it still has pretty strong direction, keeping it together. Like, the storyboarding's still pretty strong for the most part.
Yeah, it's just those the keyframes vary greatly.
Very, it's kind of janky whenever it moves, but it's just, God, I feel really bad for Tower of God Season 2. I like it. It's good, but it is good mostly by virtue of having incredibly strong source material.
I like it's also a great example of my everlasting belief, and you can go back like 10 years ago to some episode of the show where I probably said the same thing. Most anime could avoid looking cheap, or at least like hide it better by just cranking up the contrast.
Yes.
Because one of the most preeminent things about Tower of God Season 2 is that, as a Reddit comment described to me, it looks like all the lighting is like all the lighting in the show looks like a hospital cafeteria.
Yeah, because everything looks like it's lit with frickin' the frickin' like tube lights or whatever the shit. It's so bright and sterile looking.
Yeah, I think they could have at least hidden it directorially a little more if they just cranked the contrast a bit.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. And that's something that Tower of God Season 1 was really good with. It had this, like, really nice contrast.
That show was nothing but contrast.
Yeah, and it looked amazing. Finally caught up on Tower of God Season 2. I'm going to start my rewatch of ReZero this week. In preparation for Season 3.
I've been sorting mine. I've been watching the director's cut. Do you know the fucking I like Memory Snow, but man, is that a fucking whiplash going, because Memory Snow was placed right before the beginning of Arc 3. Subaru's
that's the TV movie, right?
Maybe the TV movie. No, that's Frozen Bond.
Oh, okay, right.
No,
okay, I'm getting my memory. Okay, I remember now. Okay.
Memory Snow is the OVA that takes place between Arcs 2 and 3. Which is just, I get it, and it's good, but man, is it tonally kind of weird to have this quasi fucking Christmas special right before the beginning of Arc 3, which is an hour of Subaru digging a hole.
Yeah. And time for our main character to suffer.
Just keep digging that hole.
Yep. Deeper. You can do it, Subaru. You'll reach pay dirt eventually. Eventually.
Yep. Anyway.
Maybe.
I don't want to spoil anything, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 9 other arcs to get to, so you can
No, yeah. Apart from
It would be
that,
nice to get an actual isekai series that actually finishes itself.
Mushoku Tensei's well on its way.
Yeah.
It's already, well, the novels are.
Well, yeah,
already
the
done.
novels are already done, but like we've already been greenlit for season 3.
Awesome.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing more, nothing that brings a smile to my face like ending a season and then it goes to black and then the fucking logo for the next season fades in.
Yeah. It's
It was a good
like,
feeling.
just the ultimate let's fucking go moment, because it's like you have PADS, post-anime depression syndrome, and then immediately you're like, oh shit, season 3!
Mm-hmm.
Uh...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like your dealer telling you there's a shipment coming in. You're like, oh,
It's like, oh
Good.
yeah, fuck yeah.
can't wait for my Xanax!
Woo! Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to for the most part.
Did and just because I'm out of the loop and I haven't actually gotten around to season 3 of Shield Hero yet, did Shield Hero get announced for a season 4 ever, or are they just done with it?
I
don't remember.
don't... Let me look that up real quick. Shield Hero.
Because season 2 was very awkwardly paced, but I heard that season 3 was actually much better.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
takes a long time to
Yes,
do
in
things.
January 2024, it was announced that a 4th season was in production. So, yep, we're getting more.
We might get that one to finish too. I mean, at this point, its first season is so solid that, like, I won't say it's great, but its first season is so solid. And for the longest time, it was the most popular anime on fucking Crunchyroll, like way longer than it probably should have been.
Yeah.
So as long as Crunchyroll wants a finished isekai, they want their next SAO. I feel like they'll just keep cranking out money for it.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, because Crunchyroll directly payrolls the production of more Shield Heroes, so it's probably in their best interest to keep that train going. We are... Yeah, between that, Mushoku Tensei, and I believe ReZero is still going pretty strong. I feel like we're going to have a nice little run of anime.
ReZero is going to be very long.
Very long. Konosuba
There- he-
as well. Yeah, Konosuba's still going too.
No, it ended.
No, we got greenlit for another season, didn't we? Or did it
No,
already?
no, I'm saying the novels ended forever ago.
Oh no, yeah. No. In terms of like anime adaptations, at the very least.
Well, Konosuba's going to last a while because they adapt like 2 volumes per season, and they're doing like a season every 5 years. So
That's-
it's going to take a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But no, yeah, like in terms of isekai anime, we're getting a lot more adaptations that look to be on the way to being completed at some point. So, hey, there's that.
That's nice. My biggest gripe about like literally everything in the mid 2000s is we had some absolutely peak animes that never had a proper resolution.
That was very common back then. I feel like
Yeah.
the big issue with that, Zeke and I have actually talked about this in regards to Shonen Jump anime specifically. But the big issue is that a lot of them were explicitly designed as advertisements for the source material rather than like
anime has more revenue streams these days, and that allows it to be more self-sustainable as its own product.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So they don't.
On the bright side, I'm really glad I never had to see the ending of Haganai because apparently it's awful.
Yes. No, it's terrible. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which sucks because like half the girls in that show were absolute complete sex, and like there was a lot of really goofy shit, and it had great comedy and everything. And then a buddy of mine texted me and says, so I finished reading the Haganai manga. Yeah, don't bother. And I was like, oh, that bad, huh? He was like, oh yeah, it's fucking dog shit. And I was like, ah.
Do you got soul? We got abysmal dog shit.
Did he cop out and choose the girl that nobody cared about so that everybody would at least be equally pissed?
No, it's
Yeah.
worse.
Oh, it's worse, yeah.
Yeah. No, it feels like a deliberate troll. Actually, it feels like
God, I hate those endings so much.
Yeah.
It's like fuck you. None of you are happy now. Nobody's happy. Fuck you.
Yeah, but yeah, no, a lot of mid 2000s animes just like that was we had some absolutely peak shows, and then none of them ever got proper
Look,
like
okay, look, I
resolutions.
gotta put a stop to this. I need to maintain our credibility as an anime podcast. Anime is already plural. You don't need to add the S.
Right, yeah.
Right. I'm tired.
Sorry.
Normally, normally I'm good about
that.
that. I'm tired. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many. You're absolutely right. It is plural. What's a singular anime? An anim?
No, it's the same word.
Yeah, it's like
One of those
sheep.
cases.
It's like
so
sheep and
deer
sheep.
deer.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
deer and deer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I prefer moose and moose, but yes.
No, it's meese.
No, it's not. No, we're not in 4th grade. You can't trick me like that anymore. Had a just awoken a flashback to a 4th grade memory, and some fucking dipshit kid is like, actually, it's meese.
Anyway.
Ryan got thyroid cancer, and it couldn't have happened to a better guy. He cheated at a card game, and that's unforgivable.
Oh, that bitch. Oh, that's Yu-Gi-Oh evil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, so yeah.
Oh, it's literally Yu-Gi-Oh evil then. Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah, no, he was the worst, dude. He didn't actually know how ritual summoning worked, and just fucking made up his own rules. I remember very vividly at one point that he just pretended his monster was a wind attribute when it wasn't. Fuck you, Ryan. Everyone else may have forgotten what you did, but I haven't.
Yeah.
There are some famous cheating stories out of Magic as well. Like one guy got banned for I think it was a year from pro tournament scene. His name was Alex Bernicini, or as everybody likes to call him, Alex Bernicidi. But yeah, he was banned from Magic for using sleight of hand tricks to add extra cards to his hand or to confuse the opponent, making him think cards had resolved that actually hadn't, and things like that. And he got away from it. It wasn't until judges reviewed a lot of his footage that they started to notice a pattern with his play. And then the pattern gave away that there was sleight of hand going on, and then they looked.
I'm just imagining the lamest.
He was very good at cheating.
I'm just imagining the lamest possible Magic cheating, which is just look behind you, untaps mana.
Yeah.
Look out!
Look at distraction. What?
What's over there? Oh my God! It's Ethan Hawke.
No, it was a combination. It was a combination of sleight of hand and gaslighting his opponent. And because the judges were, usually in the middle of discussing things with each other, neither of them caught it while they were, or none of the two commentators didn't catch it while it was happening. But he made a mistake at one point, and that's when he got caught. And
gaslighter used to be a job. Like people would go up and down city streets and just like manually light the city lanterns with a wick.
Yeah.
They used to be called gaslighters. I think that's funny in a modern context.
Yeah. No, it used to be a legitimate job.
I used to be a professional gaslighter.
Pipe fitting is still a legitimate job, and it's also a very derogatory term for Kevin.
Shut up. Fuck
there's off. There's a couple of European cities that still have gas lamps and shit, and so there's a very small number of gaslighters still left in the world. Professional gaslighters, not like amateur gaslighters you see on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, we only trust certified gaslighters around here.
PragerU wishes they had that much credibility. Anyway,
Babum-tis.
Fudum-tis. But no, like that's like the famous stories of that happening, and he was banned from the pro tournament scene for like a year or whatever. Which was essentially the end of his Magic career because he couldn't participate at the highest competitive level for a year, and so he just fell right out of the meta. It just, yeah. But I think he still plays, but he's never done well enough to make it to top tiers again because he hasn't cheated since.
His wax wings melted for his eyes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Fucking dumbass! Don't make your wings out of wax, idiot. That shit melts. Yeah. What are you, stupid? Don't understand germ theory?
Yeah, motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, apart from me just, like, buying shit, which that's, like, the least interesting thing that I've been doing, that's what I've been doing.
And yet you've never stopped talking about it. Every fucking episode, he's just like, guess what I bought with money?
Yeah, well, I'm not doing it this time now. Ha! Breaking the trend.
Cool.
Ha!
It's what we've wanted all along.
Let's fucking go. It's not going to be a consistent thing. I'm probably going to do it again next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing me.
Look, you need to look, loyal podcast audience. All of you need to understand that Kevin spending money is an event for him.
I bought a thing. Look at it. Look. No.
Look at my stuff.
Isn't it
Not-
neat?
wait. Yep.
Wouldn't you agree my collection's complete? Anyway,
No, actually, most of them aren't.
most of them aren't, yeah. At least one of them will be at some point. Anyway.
I mean, why else do we have the internet and social media if it's not to like peacock everything we purchase, everything we do, every place we go?
You were so close to like ripping on that one song. Like the every step you take, every breath you make, I'll be watching you.
You'll be watching me.
Oh.
Anyway, what do y'all...
Actually, that sounds like a parody that exists. Actually,
Kinda.
it probably does.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something might be that. Tell everyone why you're unemployed now.
Yeah, what...
Oh, right, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
out of a job right now. I got into it with a supervisor over working conditions, and was let
He
go from the
fought
company.
the law, and the law won.
The law lost one of their best assets.
Yeah. Yeah, he fought a pencil-pushing dipshit, and the pencil-pushing dipshit won.
Yeah.
Depends on how you see win. I got rid of a job that really wasn't working out for me in the last year.
That is, yeah.
That I was trying to make work, and in doing so, it drove me batty. And then someone wanted to make my working conditions even worse, and I took issue with that. So I had a confrontation with them, and that's the end of it. I wish I could tell a more exciting story, like I slugged a dude, but that really didn't happen. So,
Well, I do remember though. You did go to Chicago before that.
yeah, no, I went to Chicago to see the Lord of the Rings musical with some KFP or whatever because it's just something we just wanted to do together, and it was a really nice trip, honestly. Sampled deep dish pizza for the first time in my life, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite casserole.
Yes, but also delicious, and I love it.
Yeah, casserole.
We had deep dish pizza. The musical was fantastic. They had some really, really, really cool stagecraft going on. I wish I could have recorded some of it. For the part where they had Shelob, the spider, they darkened the back of the stage so you couldn't see the prop holders, who were all dressed in black, and they brought out a prop Shelob with like moving legs and mandibles and stuff and glowing green eyes that was, the size of a city bus.
Sure.
And it was pretty terrifying. But a lot of the stagecraft and stuff was really, really, really well done. The only part of the show that I would critique is I think Aragorn's actor was just not as I feel like he didn't project and wasn't as prominent as he probably should have been throughout the course of the thing. I think he was probably the weakest of the main characters, but the Frodo and Sam actors were fantastic. The Gandalf actor sounded like the second Dumbledore, which was real whiplash. Like his actor just sounded like him.
Yeah.
But the Gandalf actor was fantastic. A lot of the scenes were well represented. The guy who did Gollum, though, kind of stole the show. Not only was he ripped because he had to do it because like his entrance is during the second act, because there's an intermission, and then there's a second act, and after the intermission, he descends from the ceiling, or he descends from the third floor rafters, on a rope, and then crawls through the stage, and crawls through the crowd, like using the aisles, up to the stage. And so all I see to my right is a dude in like white and like ashen colored body paint, just wearing a shirt and some shorts or whatever, in full like physically acting out Gollum, like weird little gremlin dude, climbing down a rope and then like crawling on all fours up to the front, and the actor went so extra with it, and whoever he is deserves all the praise. Jackson, if you ever have a reason to do anything else with Gollum, hire this motherfucker. Circus isn't. You can have Circus do the voice, but have him do the physical acting. He went so extra for it.
That's great to fucking hear.
But it was an excellent show.
They did
Very,
the whole
very
thing
enjoyable.
in one show.
Yeah. It's obviously a very, very, very abridged version of the novels.
Sure.
But it is based on the novels, not the film.
Sure.
So some of the lines of dialogue that they modified for the film will be in their original state for the show. For example, he doesn't say like Gandalf, for example. One of the famous lines they changed for the movie was when he's berating Pippin. Is fool of a toque, throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity in the movie.
Yeah.
And then the original line in the book is rid us of this nuisance.
Yeah.
And they kept that line original. So a lot of the lines were original. They basically took out the entire section of the Rohirrim. Like that part is just not in the thing whatsoever. The Rohan is not a thing. But to be fair, in the original books, the way that they dealt basically what was happening to King Theoden, where he was being possessed by Saruman, was pretty much the exact same thing that happened in the books to the steward of Gondor.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was just being a belligerent, obsessed asshole who hates his sons and won't listen to anyone, which I think was way more interesting for the films.
Sure.
But like in the books, it's basically the same shit. So what ended up happening was they basically just combined those two storylines, and it's not Gandalf that frees him. It's Aragorn showing up and striking him with the reforged sword of the king that frees him from the curse. And so they just kind of combined those two arcs together.
Are you telling me that the king returns? Fucking spoilers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. So it
You
was a
laughed,
little bit
but that was
different.
actually
So it was a little bit
you
different.
laughed, but Tolkien actually did not like the title for that reason.
Okay, right.
Say who? What?
He didn't want to call it Return of the King for that reason.
For what reason?
Because it would spoil that the king comes back.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. That's very common trivia.
No, I didn't know that he wasn't a fan of
Well,
it.
he didn't want to split them into three in the first place. But then that title in particular he didn't like.
Was that an editor's choice, or did he eventually sign off on it?
I mean, he agreed to it eventually, yeah, but it was not his idea.
Well, anyway, but yeah, no. So like they basically cut out the entirety of the Rohan arc, the Rohirrim not a thing, which in the grand scale of things, like it's other than developing the characters fully to their end, in the ways that the books did them, you needed the Rohirrim arc.
Yeah.
But in the way that, but with the things that they cut out, the abridgings they did for the show, you didn't miss them. The story was still very well told. I will say that the stagecraft and the pacing of the first arc was much better than this, or the first act was much better than the second. But still, overall, really enjoyable stage play. If you're into stage plays, or even if you're not, if you just like Lord of the Rings, I would recommend checking it out if it's on tour nearby. Also, in the beginning, the first act is Bilbo's birthday party, and you come into the stage, and the stage is all done up like, the stage that Bilbo does his, famous speech on. And the cast, who are all dressed as hobbits at the time, including Bilbo himself, will walk through the aisles as the performance is getting, before the performance starts, while everyone's seated, and they'll just go around and mingle with you like your attendants to the party. which is really cool. And yeah, so it's kind of an interactive experience initially. And there's a lot of stuff in that show also where, like, you know, like when the Nazgul are looking for Frodo and Sam, you'll see black hooded figures with skulls on them, like going through the crowds and everything, as they're, you know, searching the area for them. So you'll just like be randomly sitting there in an aisle seat enjoying the show, and then suddenly a fuck off skull masked dude in a hood will just look at you and screech. Yeah, it was a really cool interactive experience, man. I enjoyed it. But then after that, we hung out on Navy Pier. We got deep dish pizza. We went to round one for a little bit. One of the guys there had a birthday party, so we celebrated that at a place called Pochillos or Porchillos or whatever. I think it's an Italian place in Chicago, very famous, and they serve, I mean, obviously Italian food,
Yeah.
but also, yeah. So it was really, really good. It wasn't like a restaurant. It was more like almost like it was a building on the inside, and then there was Pochillos, and then there were like two other places too. And the inside of it looked like an old-fashioned, like almost like Diagon Alley kind of, where it was like all brickwork on the inside. There was nods to like the Italian mafia and everything, but there were 3 different Italian restaurants there, and you just went up and purchased your food counter style, and then took it to your table. And they had an upper loft with other tables too, and that's where we ended up eating. It was really nice. It was really good food. Would recommend, if you're in the Chicago area ever, to go to Pochillos or Portillos. It's Potillos, not Pochillos. Excuse me, Potillos.
Is it Potillos or Portillos? Portillos is the hot dog place.
Oh yeah, it is Portillos. Yeah, Portillos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they have everything from Polish sausage to Italian style hot dogs to like hot dogs with Greek chili and stuff. And then there's an Italian place right next to it that you can get Italian food from. And then I sampled a little bit of everything. So it was all damn good food. So we did that. We did deep dish pizza, and it was really fun. I enjoyed my time in Chicago, but now I'm unemployed, so I won't be traveling I wasn't going to be traveling until probably next year anyway. So hopefully I can get a job here in the next couple of weeks, which with my resume and with people helping me, it shouldn't be too hard. In the meantime, I'm going to be a fucking Uber driver, or I'm trying to be an Uber driver just to make enough money for gas and smokes and groceries over the next few weeks. Which, you know, we'll see how that goes. So check in next time, see if I have a job yet. Probably not. Probably by the next time. Or probably by the next time I will.
Oh. Kevin, write that down. Hold him to it.
Writing it down.
Bro, if I get a job tomorrow, I'll be happy. Like, I'm ready to work again, dude. But other than that, yeah, I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Very fun in the theater. I saw that in Chicago, actually. Like a bunch of KFB, we all went out to Chicago. While we were in Chicago, somebody was just like, "Do you want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And we all had a great time in the theater. And then, you know, I saw Twisters with Kevin, and I don't think I've seen any other films other than the ones we watched in the thing since then.
Sure.
Yeah. And I haven't really done any. Like, the most gaming I've done is I finally beat Elden Ring. Yeah, sorry, it took me 2 years.
Finally.
Not the DLC. Yeah. And then I'm very, very close to beating Sekiro. I'm literally on the last boss, which is the final boss for my playthrough is fucking Sword Saint Ishin, which is fucking bullshit, and I hate it. Anyway, fucking 4-phase boss. Jesus.
Cool. I'll go next.
Yes.
Yes, me. I also
continue.
do things.
I wish to know.
Maybe I will today on the day of my daughter's wedding.
That was way too good. That was honestly way too good of an impression.
Thanks. I don't even know who I'm impersonating. But sure.
Fucking Marlon Brando.
Oh. I'm a man of many hidden talents. Anyway, I beat Bow Path of the Teal Lotus a few days ago because SteamWorld Heist 2 came out and I wanted to clear a slate for that. But it was good. Could be better. It's getting patched and fixed in various ways. Bo really suffers from coming out after Nine Souls, which was just better designed and just way more polished.
Yeah.
Bo is still fun, but it definitely has some moments of frustration, certain control things, and which I weirdly patched the day after I beat it. So thanks. But no, I get it. Their publisher closed a week after the game launched, which has left them in a bit of a state of having a hard time updating things.
Yeah, I can understand how that's a bit of a pain in the ass to. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, overall, I like the game. It's the first game ever to have my name in the credits as a backer. Don't get too excited.
Yeah. I'll
Hey, my name is immortalized in a book full of cat girl porn, so I supported the Nekopara OVA Kickstarter, and because of that, the art book that came with it, which was all of Nekopara's works from the concept art, the early designs, all the way up to more modern stuff, has my full name with middle initial in the backers section in the back.
B.
S, actually.
Damn it. So close. I mean, physically on the keyboard, they're pretty close.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Azurdi will be closer. I don't know. I have to look at some alternate keyboard layouts until I'm correct. What's that one fucking keyboard layout that's like exclusively used by Belgium?
Oh wait, hold on.
I think we had a whole conversation about this on some episode.
You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. No, that's the Azurdi layout. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like exclusively used by Belgium and like some very small parts of France.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Wild.
B and S are in the exact same fucking places on Azurdi.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to keep looking at keyboard layouts until I am eventually proven correct.
Right, yeah.
You know, B and S are very close on the Sabaro's logo. I got that going for me.
Love how you have to go to frickin' Sbarro to prove your point.
Yeah, Sbarro. I like Sbarro because it's not that's not an actual conjunction in the English language that we use.
Yeah, I love. God, for whatever reason, I'm reminded of the frickin' episode of Good Mythical Morning where Rhett and Link were doing like the frozen pizza taste test, and for some fucking reason, Rhett thought that I think like Red Baron pizza or whatever the fuck was Totino's party pizza, and then he actually ate Totino's later, and he's like, okay, no, that's Totino's.
Yeah.
Like he felt really bad about that one afterwards.
I'd like to apologize to the fine folks at Totino's.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
I didn't mean to do you like that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Actually, no, the Totino's one was apparently the worst of them all.
Oh, never mind. Apologies to Red Baron. I didn't mean to do you like that.
Yeah. You know those, like, those fucking cafeteria, like, square pizzas that you used to...
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically
Bomb
that.
it. Oh, bomb it.
I mean, okay, it's that but worse. That but bad. You know?
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I always liked those with the fucking diced pepperoni because I knew a kid with diabetes and braces who couldn't have it, so he'd always give me his pizza, and that's how I got obesity.
I remember... So...
Thanks, Jimmy, you fucking diabetic cunt, for giving me obesity.
Yeah, none of the kids... Bitch! No, none of the kids...
I'm doing a lot of bitching about 4th grade today.
I'm sensing it. Look, dude, every episode has a theme. If the theme today is 4th grade grievances, let it be. No.
Sure.
No, I'm just reminded how, like, when I was in school, like, nobody ever got rid of their pizza, but nobody wanted to eat their like, what was it, like, super donuts? You know, those, like, little...
What the hell is a super donut?
Oh, God. Let me see if I can, like, bring it... Hold on.
I must learn of the existence of the super donut.
Yeah. The original Super Donut. Yeah, let me put a freaking image of this in lobby chat.
What the hell are you talking about? You can't just say words like the Super Donut and not raise questions.
These little bitches.
I've never seen that in my life.
They're surprisingly pretty. They're surprisingly good.
I mean, they look good.
Yeah,
they look good for as far as plain donuts go.
Oh yeah, these things fucking slap, and you can only ever buy them in bulk.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
The originals. I always like products that have the original on them, even if they're not even notable or like different in any way.
Yeah. These fucking Super Donut bitches slapped when I was a kid, but like there were so many different kids who were just like they just wanted to get rid of them, and it's just like, hey Kevin, you want my Super Donut? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I had no
Fucking
idea about
Super
the
Donuts.
I had no idea. I have just now learned of the existence of the Super Donut. Apparently, my school district was not as poor as Kevin's. Evidently.
Yeah, but you had the square but you had the square cafeteria pizza, so there is that.
Yeah, but it was good.
It was good. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
You shut your fucking mouth.
How dare you? No.
You fucking Philistine.
No, I fucking love Super Donuts. Those are good.
Just remember, this is coming from the guy who dislikes onions.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
I think you'll find humanitarianly that's not the slur you think it is.
Yeah, like I feel like there are a lot there. It's actually very common for people to dislike onions.
Yes, that's right. I forget the common masses are pions who don't enjoy. Anyway,
I just don't think they have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah.
They see a guy who doesn't like onions and they go, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay. Anyway,
there's worse things you could be. You know, you could be a rapist or something.
There are worse things you can hate.
Yeah, like black people.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's worse. It's worse to hate that compared to onions. It's true.
I hate to really be controversial here, have a controversial take, but I think it's worse to hate black people than it is to hate onions. I think we should all agree on this.
Yeah, I mean I agree.
I agree, but bruh.
Okay, we're good then. We're good.
Nice. Glad we got that squared away. What? Oh, what'd you make? I did not hear what she said, but I'm gonna quickly wrap up what I've been doing so we can I get some dinner. Right. Where was I? Video games. Oh, SteamWorld Heist 2 came out.
Yes,
SteamWorld Heist 2, Kevin.
How is it, Zeke?
The continuation of the SteamWorld saga of mostly disconnected fucking things in a constructed setting.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, it's great. It's I loved the first SteamWorld Heist. It was my favorite SteamWorld game. These games are so charming. And Heist is my favorite gameplay because it's basically a 2D take on XCOM.
Which that sounds so good, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I played it on the PlayStation Vita back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so now we finally have a sequel to that expands on has a fresh new setting and aesthetic and expands on its systems, and it actually seems to be a little bit more narratively ambitious than most SteamWorld titles.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm a few hours into that and I've been having a good time.
Yeah, I never got into the SteamWorld games, mostly just because I was one of those kids where one of those people where whenever I went on the eShop and saw like ultra cheap games that looked kind of appealing.
Oh, they do go on deep. They do go on deep sales. Yes.
Yeah. SteamWorld games are always like stupid ass cheap on sale, but like whenever that happens, I get like really like.
In fact, I'm actually a little annoyed. They're good. I'm actually a little annoyed because SteamWorld Heist 2 has a deluxe edition that you can also get, which basically just includes SteamWorld Heist 1 and its associated DLC. And I'm like, but it's like $10 extra, and I'm like, guys, this game goes on sale regularly for $1.50. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? No one.
Yeah.
Nobody who's sensible is gonna buy this bundle, as is.
Anyway. Yeah, no. The SteamWorld games go stupid cheap, and they are stupid good. I love the story of this company because they spent over a decade as one of those fucking work for hire edutainment game people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
which apparently they hated. But it's one of my favorite examples of a success story, because when the 3DS eShop became popular and it became a place where developers could literally just submit, the rise of indie games in a post Bastion, post Shovel Knight world or whatever. When the eShop was first becoming a big thing, they shot their shot with the SteamWorld Tower Defense game, and then eventually SteamWorld Dig, and they just their success just kind of spiraled from there, and they escaped the confines, the chains of being an edutainment developer, which is great. And I also just love SteamWorld as a property, because they decided very early on they didn't want to bolt it down to any one thing, which is why SteamWorld has so many different genres in it. They've done Metroidvania, they've done turn-based tactics, they've done a card battler, they've done a Sims City-esque building simulator game. They announced a co-op, a 3D co-op shooter, but that seems to have gone into development hell. But yeah, one thing I like about SteamWorld is that SteamWorld can be basically anything they want it to be, as long as it involves Steam bots.
I fucking love that, though. Like, I love franchises like that can just be a sandbox for anything the devs want. Love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I've been really enjoying SteamWorld's Heist 2. It was like surprise announced at, like, I think a Nintendo Direct like 3 months ago.
Yes, it was.
And I've been that was the highlight of that Direct for me. I've been very much looking forward to it ever since. Yeah. Also, I guess we should also talk about Doom 1+2 there's a new official Doom port.
Yes, there was a new official Doom port done in conjunction with Night Dive and what are those fuckers' names? I forget.
Machine Games.
Yeah, Machine Games. And
yep, Unity Doom is dead. All hail Kex Doom.
Yes, this is based in the Kex engine now, and it is the best. It is the best console port of the game. You get it if you bought Doom 1 and 2 previously with like the Unity version.
Yes, if you owned yeah. Unfortunately, guy on Doom World forums, no, you don't get this for free if you happen to own Doom 3 on the Xbox. You fucking idiot.
What the?
He's like, well, there was actually a guy who I don't think it was on Xbox. He said, I own BFG edition, so I technically already own these games. I'm like, no, shut up.
No, this is meant to be a replacement for a specific version of these games. You do not get to get this for free because you happen to have a.
Yeah. He was fucking crusading about it. It's like, I think everyone who owns Doom 3 BFG edition or Doom Eternal should also get this for free because they technically already own these games. Shut the fuck up.
But no, yeah, this has Doom 2, Doom 2 Master Levels, TNT Evolution, Plutonia Experiment.
It has a shitload of things. There's
Sigil,
a fucking.
And
you can literally.
Yeah,
you can literally fucking upload WADs, which has been chaos, by the way, because everyone's uploading the same WADs or it's like joke WADs.
Let's fucking
people have very mixed opinions about this because they feel like there should be some curation, like people shouldn't be able to just upload Ancient Aliens or whatever, like a well-known, well-made mod, and then just be WAD and just be like, yeah, I'm the Ancient Aliens guy. No, you're not.
No, the fuck you're not. Shut up.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a Wild West situation right now where anyone can just upload anything.
I guarantee you within the next couple of months that'll probably get taken care of, but like as it is, that's kind of funny. It's just like
it is weird that they
10 different uploads of myhouse.wad.
Which crashes the PS5 version, which is crazy. Yeah, you can upload any WAD, even ones that require specific GC Doom things like My House, so it doesn't work on the console versions and it'll just cause your game to crash.
Jesus, that's really funny.
Yeah, something about the sentence, I crashed my PS5 by trying to run myhouse.wad is just a funny sentence. But no, I think one of the more exciting aspects of this is the new official WAD Legacy of Rust developed in conjunction a full conjunction between id, Machine Games, and Night Dive, and some prominent community modders. I've played the first 3 levels of it. It's a 16 level WAD, by the way, of 2 episodes. Yeah. Pretty fucking good so far. Actually, it also brings back one of the selling points of this WOD is that it brings back some beta elements, like beta lost souls are back.
Oh, damn.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, and some other, like a bunch of unused enemies and 2 weapons that also went unused. I haven't gotten to the new weapons yet, but it definitely, for an official WOD, definitely has a different flavor to it.
Hell yeah.
I played through the 3rd level last night, Spirit Drains. That's an amazing level. It is so vast and intricate. There's like almost 400 monsters at that fucking level. And it has a very unique look to it. And it's so huge and so complex, but like it so seamlessly guides you through it. It was really fun. So
that
I'm
is
looking forward to playing more
that
of
is remarkable considering how much of an issue it's been in previous Doom, like WOD packs and shit, doing like, those open levels. No, that's great to hear. It's great to hear. I love it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of this has to offer. I really like one of the new demons, the Vosago. I tweeted about it. It's a cool like it kind of takes a similar position in the roster to the Baron of Hell. But they have a move where they shoot fireballs at you, but the fire actually lingers on the ground, so you have to be careful where you step. Unique, really fun, and they have a really sick design, so much so that the end screen, when it shows your results, actually has a close-up of the Vosago's face, skull, I guess. They knew it was the best one. Is what I'm saying. I loaded it. It took me a little bit to load it into GZ because I was an idiot and I thought it was an iWAD, so it wasn't loading by itself. It needed to patch Doom 2 with it.
Okay.
That was just me being stupid. But yeah, I got it to work in GZ.
Nice.
Because I'm a mouse look man. Fuck you.
No, I'm really glad that's still plug and play with like other Doom source ports. That's good to hear.
Yeah, that's standard practice generally. Yeah, no, that's a cool thing. It's a based thing. I'm looking forward to playing more of that. And fucking later this month, I guess the next thing I'm looking forward to, Metroidvania wise, is Crypt Custodian comes out towards the end of the month. The next game from the Thompson brothers. They made Islets that I played earlier this year.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you really like
those
that,
guys are
didn't you?
Yes, I played the demo for. I think I streamed the demo of Crypt Custodian for you.
You did, yeah.
Very funny.
Yep.
I really like the demo, so I'm really looking forward to the full game. Those guys are just fucking cranking shit out. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Because I think Islets only came out like a year and a half ago.
Something like that.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, quite crazy. I'm doing some other things. Like I may be doing a replay of Borderlands 3. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm deciding. Maybe I need some Borderlands positivity in my life right now for undisclosed reasons. Who knows?
Randy.
Who knows?
Randy, your movie.
Randy, we need an emergency Borderlands 4 announcement to save brand confidence. Stat.
Randy's actually blocking people on Twitter who say the movie's bad.
Well, yeah, it's Randy.
Yeah.
What do you think? Honestly, he's blocked people on Twitter for stupider reasons.
Yeah.
It's Randy Pitchford. You know what you're getting into.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's a movie that happened.
It is a movie that is currently happening.
Yeah, I don't... It's in the process of happening.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it until I have a chance to hate watch it.
Yeah, give it 2 weeks until it goes on digital, then we can just watch it in the server.
Yeah, we'll do a bonus screening.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We are not dedicating an entire Monday night to this shit.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait till it's just us. No one else is going to show up for this.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, that's that, and I already talked about my rewatch of ReZero.
Yep.
There was an audible semicolon in there if you didn't catch that.
Yeah, ReZero.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been. Oh wait, right. First, for anyone who's actually read the full thing, first sequence of Dustcart Syndicate is out.
Yes.
Read it with your eyeballs.
Yes, first sequence of Dustcart Syndicate is out, and sometime in the next couple of months, we'll be releasing something on Zeke's YouTube channel. Stay tuned.
Yes. We're working on that.
Yep.
Also, I want to go shout out to fucking. Hold on. I gotta find him. He's in here somewhere.
That's okay.
Yeah, Real Boogie 4, who added it to their added Dustcart to your favorite stories list on Fiction Press. Shout out to you, Boogie 4.
The realest one.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are, but thank you. And with that, I think I'm going to close this for a segment because I want to get some food.
All right.
Stay fucking tuned. We know if you aren't. I have analytics that tell me these things. Hello, audience. Unfortunately, Sheridan received tragic news that his mother has just passed away between segments, so he had to go deal with that. Let's all have a moment of silence for his loss.
That's not what fucking happened, you dumbass.
Oh, I assumed it would have to be something of that importance for him to bail on my podcast!
You piece of shit!
Yeah, he fell asleep. We can't contact him.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna keep going without him.
Sheridan!
He can't hear you. He's already dropped from the call.
Fairly well.
We may be going into the second segment completely Sheridan-less. That's the end of that thought. Anyway, it's time for the Reddit dive.
It's time for the Reddit dive.
A look at our crazy modern world through the lens of Reddit.com, a barely functional website. We're just gonna go back and forth and back and forth. Hey, Sheridan, can you read today? Yeah, I didn't think so.
We are in classic BGS mode. Let's go, baby.
Indeedums.
Yep. Just
I don't know why.
Kevin and Zeke. Zeke and Gavin.
Yeah. Alright, let me see here. No, that one's long and sad. I'm not reading that one. Fuck that one.
Yeah, let's not do a long and sad one at the beginning. Maybe come back to that in the middle so that we can have, a little bit of a lull point before we go right back up to some good shit.
Possibly. Alright. Am I the asshole for refusing to help my parents out financially because they only help my siblings and never me?
Looks like we got some favoritism.
I'm 30M, the oldest of 5, and my siblings are 28F, 27M, 25M, and 23F. You know what? That people have been really skimping on the details lately. I appreciate you sticking to formula.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Our parents were always generous with giving money when asked for it, except when it was me. I was told that I should learn to work hard. I was told that I didn't need the new video game or toy. I was told earning money was the only way I'd ever have money, and I hadn't earned money from them. But my siblings would get whatever they wanted. When I first graduated college, I ended up struggling financially because where I went to work, the cost of apartments were so high. I asked my parents if they could help me out, and they said no. I ended up in a shelter after a few weeks and ended up renting a dump of an apartment with a friend who found himself in the same situation. Ah, the millennial experience. They not only helped my siblings through college, which they didn't do for me, but gave each of them lump sums after they graduated to help them get started in life. They also helped them out when asked over the years, during COVID years especially. They did not offer any money to help towards mine and my wife's wedding. We didn't ask, but it stood out more when my sister, 28F, got engaged and our parents had mentioned money for all the weddings. Again, all except mine. Only now has this all caught up with them and they are in a very tight spot with money. They're asking me for money too. They told me they need mine and my wife's help, and we should do it because of how great they've been, and they never say no to any of us. I told them they never helped me with shit, that they preferred to see me homeless than help me out. They argued back that it never happened, and I could have asked if things were that bad. I showed them screenshots of texts where I brought the topic up after asking them verbally. My parents dismissed it and then told me that they're still my parents and I'm the most settled and could afford to help them. I admitted that I could, but I didn't really feel like they had earned it. My parents called me spiteful and said I should help my parents rather than see them lose everything. I told them to ask the kids who they helped. My siblings are also pissed I said no. They told me mom and dad don't deserve my pettiness. Am I the asshole?
Nah, fuck around and
No,
find out.
literally everyone else is the asshole in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
situation.
you are the only person here who is not an asshole. You have been given the short straw every single opportunity that your parents have ever given. Like, nah, fuck them. You have every right to say no here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
I'm
no
also-
obligation. Fuck them.
Yeah. And it's so deliberate here that I want to know why.
Yeah, like what the
Like-
fuck kind of like reverse favoritism? Do they just hate you that much? I don't know what's going on here. It's so
I
weird.
feel like there's a lot unwritten about this.
Yeah, this is just bizarre. But
My
no,
advice is to write an autobiography.
yes, so that we may judge you accordingly. But as it stands, not the asshole.
Yeah, not the asshole. Yep. That was fucking easy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, next one.
Yeah, always nice to just start off with a nice, easy NTA.
Yes, indeed.
That being said, however, opening it. Am I the asshole for telling my father he's no longer allowed to cook for my kids?
Jesse, you can't cook.
My 30F father, 60s.
Nope, 60S. He's
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
some third gender that starts with S.
Smale.
Snail. Yes.
Yeah. Shops like a doomsday prepper. Oh, fuck. Whenever he gets groceries, he buys enough to feed a family of 5. He's also the type to buy food he doesn't plan on eating anytime soon, just in case he craves it. Yeah, that's always fun. This has always been a problem. When I was younger, my sister and I spent more time at our mom's place and weren't there often enough to eat much. Nowadays, he lives alone, so even less of what he buys is eaten. The result has always been the same. A lot of the food he buys ends up either spoiled or sitting in a freezer until the end of time. We've never eaten anything that's rotten or moldy, but my dad has always refused to listen when I tell him this is bad for his health. Yeah. My family went to his place for dinner about a week ago. I arrived earlier to help my father out, as he planned on making burgers. My husband would come later with our kids, 5M and 2F. What about your husband?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're slipping.
Yeah. I had offered to buy some burgers when we decided on them, but my father had said that he had some at his place. What the fuck? I didn't think about what that could mean until I saw him pull a box of burgers and some cheese from the very bottom of the freezer. As both had clearly been there a while, I checked...
Oh, when you're keeping cheese in the freezer, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. As both had clearly been there a while, I checked the expiration dates. The cheese expired in February. I know the dairy products can last longer frozen, but still, the burgers expired in March 2021. For context, this was posted 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
I asked my father if he actually planned on cooking that food. He said yes, as both were frozen and, quote, still fine to eat. Pretend what I just drank is alcohol.
Sure.
I told him I didn't care how edible he thought the food was. The meat was older than my daughter. You know what? Yeah, that's a good point. We could think about something else to make, or I could have my husband pick up some burgers on his way to my dad's place, but I didn't want my kids eating that. My father got offended. He started going on about how the food was safe and about how a dozen nutritionists, aka some guys his girlfriend found on TikTok, had said so. He said he couldn't believe that I didn't trust him. He continued talking about how dramatic I was being for a while. I was very upset at the way he responded. Finally, I said, my kids aren't eating that and I don't want you cooking for them again. Either my husband's name buys the burgers or we're not staying for dinner. My husband ended up buying the burgers. We ate them peacefully and no one fought in front of the kids. The next day, my father told me he was upset by what I'd said. He said that he felt offended that I'd accused him of putting his grandchildren in danger like that. I told him that wasn't my intention, I just didn't want to feed my kids 3-year-old meat, and he refused to listen to me. My dad still insists I'm being dramatic. My husband is completely on my side, but thinks forbidding my father from cooking for our children might be a little too much. Am I the asshole? No.
Nah.
He was.
I really like top comment on this.
Yeah, not the asshole. Yeah, Independent Wheel 354 says, not the asshole. It's a question of trust. Food hoarders are gross and have no issues harming other people and serving rotten food. The burgers were probably fine, but next time the eggs, chicken, etc. might not be. Saying, please don't serve my very young children expired food is reasonable. Him getting upset about that would imply he's fine with serving them bad stuff when you're not around. That's a really good point.
Yeah, when you're eating food that past its expiration date. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. You're playing with fire.
You really are, yeah.
And it's fine if he wants to live that way. No, that's his choice. But it's completely reasonable that you don't want to eat that food and you don't want your children to eat that food.
Yeah, you are under no obligation to give him the free rein to feed these kids whatever expired food he happens to have lying around.
I would tell him that he is perfectly fine to cook food for my family if the food is fucking fresh.
Yeah. If it's not 3 years past its expiration date, fucking yeah, no.
I think that might be the, I guess, more diplomatic way to phrase this to him, is being like, you are allowed to cook for my kids as long as the food is before its expiration date.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, not the asshole.
Not the asshole, no. Again, easy.
But am I the asshole for letting my daughter wear whatever she's comfortable in my house?
In the middle of
my street,
my house.
Okay, this requires some important details. I, first, am a 37M. My ex-wife, Deanna, not Diana, Deanna. Feels weird. 36F, and I have 2 kids. Our daughter, quote-unquote Jane, 12F, and our son, quote-unquote Eddie, 10M. We got married semi-young at 23, 24. I mean, that's pretty normal once upon a time. We divorced amicably 5 years ago. Deanna, God, I hate your... I can see why you're divorced her. Even though it's a fake name, but sure. Deanna recently married a man she has been seeing for a few years, who I will call A. Why doesn't he get a full name? Why doesn't he get a full fake name? What the fuck are you talking about? Something I need to bring up here is that I am half Mexican, Deanna is a white woman, and A is of Middle Eastern descent. Well, I will call him Ahmed then. While I wouldn't say Ahmed and I are friends, I do think he's a pretty nice guy, and seems like a really good match for Deanna. The kids also like him. That's another bonus in my book. Deanna and I split custody of the kids. However, Deanna and Ahmed got married 2 months ago. Since then, Deanna has chosen to wear a covering, which, I'm sorry, but the name slips my mind. Oh, a fucking burqa?
A burqa or a hijab?
Yeah, hijab, yeah. She converted to Ahmed's religion as well, which I'm very happy about if that's what she wants, but last week, when she dropped off the kids, I was surprised to see that Jane was wearing one as well. But I assumed she must have wanted to wear it and was maybe deciding to convert her faith as well, so I didn't bring it up. I feel she's old enough to decide that for herself, and as an atheist, I am all for my children choosing what to believe. A few days ago, I was going to see a movie with my kids, but told them I had to finish some paperwork in my office first, which took about half an hour. When I walked back into the living room, Jane was wearing one of Eddie's t-shirts and a pair of shorts. We had a conversation which went kind of like this. Me: what's going on? Jane, are you supposed to take off your covering? I don't really know how any of it works, sorry if this offends anyone. Eddie: she hates wearing that stuff, so I let her borrow some of my clothes. Jane: yeah, Dad, I hate it. Mom makes me wear it. She says I have to wear it all the time, even at your house. So you aren't choosing to wear it? No, I would never want to wear it again. I checked her bag, and sure enough, it contained tank tops, underwear, and the coverings, which cover the hair and body, but not the face. I took the kids on a quick Target trip before the movie to get Jane some clothes of her liking. 2 days ago, when Deanna came by to pick up the kids, she flipped out on Jane for not wearing the traditional clothing. Deanna and I got into a heated argument, and I told her that Jane should not have to wear the covering if she doesn't want to, especially because it's very hot in our city. Deanna argued that she and the kids are now different and follow a stricter religion. I might be the asshole because I argued back that it's stupid that the religion would force young girls to cover up so much all the time and be so strict about it. Deanna took offense and left with the kids. I feel bad because I didn't want to insult a whole country or countries, but I don't think my daughter should have to wear anything she doesn't want to. Am I the asshole?
Nah, it's the kids' freaking choice if they want to, like, do that or not. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna hedge on not the asshole here.
I will say it's very weird for a white, like, this is look, I'm well aware of the white woman's I always struggle with this fucking word. Proclivity to cultural tourism. Islam is a weird direction to go for that.
A very weird direction.
Anyway, I like top comment here. Not the asshole. This covering is called a hijab, but Islam does not require women to cover. Plenty of Muslim women are not hijabi. The decision to cover ideally should be a personal one you feel personally called or led to. Plenty of Muslim women adopt the hijab well into adulthood, and/or also go through times of covering or not covering for this reason. What I'm saying is you're not wrong, but you're blaming the wrong thing. It's Deanna and Ahmed's decision to make her cover like this. They're the ones who have this requirement for her, and they're blaming religion so they don't have to personally look like the bad guys for instituting modesty rules. Tell them that their modesty rules are for their house only, and you may even find allies within their religious community who would vehemently oppose a girl being forced to cover against her will, especially when her father opposes this. Perhaps even their imam? I don't know what that is. Look, I can't speak from an Islamic perspective. I assume that was accurate, but I have no idea. But from my own personal opinion, the kid should be able to wear whatever she wants to.
Yeah, I agree. Not the asshole.
And you're not the asshole. Yeah.
God, give us some spicy ones. Come on, Reddit. You're letting us down.
Why don't you try this fucking one on for size, you fucking persnickety nitpicker?
All right then. Here we go. This might be interesting. All right. Am I the asshole for not letting my wife have some of my earnings from a business of which she wanted no part? My wife and I had discussed my starting a business for a few years. I was under the impression we would be partners in the business. When the time came, I needed my wife's signatures on a few pieces of paperwork. She was adamant she wanted absolutely nothing to do with the business. In fact, those were her literal words. Quote, "I want nothing to do with this business. It is entirely your project," and she was quite angry about it. So I took on other partners. Well, the business has since become profitable, and she has recently been making plans for the use of the money I make from the business as if it were her own. I told her, paraphrasing, "This money is my money. It is not yours. It is in a separate account with only my name on it. You said you wanted nothing to do with the business and said it was entirely my project." This pissed her off.
Oh, really?
My wife also found out I altered my will to leave my share of the business and the money in the aforementioned account to my business partners and not her. Ugh. She is now livid because it means if I die before her, she will end up with only the assets we had from before I started running the business full-time and the money she made while working. I told her again, quote, "You said you wanted nothing to do with the business and said it was entirely my project. While I feel bad for the fate my wife potentially faces, am I the asshole here?"
Let me think here. I mean, I'm gonna say no, just because we've seen this story 10 billion times.
Yeah.
It's something even I, as a guy trying to get a project off the ground, sometimes get worried about, because just to throw it out there, a lot of what I'm doing is just gonna have to be on a rev share agreement.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have the money to fund it outright.
Yeah.
At least not some parts of it, So, and the typical way that works is that people either they either take the full upfront payment for whatever they want for their part in the thing, or they agree to a lower or non-existent fee for the potential of a percentage of revenue share. Something I often worry about that might happen, and it's something I don't know exactly how to prevent in terms of like contracts and stuff, but something I often worry about is someone choosing one of those options, and then whatever happens, they don't like the outcome and try to retroactively change it, which is something that happens all the time in every different kind of business arrangement. So this post kind of prompted my fears in that regard, where when you make agreements like this, or when you say you want no part of something, you have to accept all that means.
Yes.
It's like the
you aren't obligated at that point. You are not obligated towards any of the money, even if you are married to that particular person.
Yeah, it's like that classic case of the classic case everyone brings up of I don't know how to pronounce his first name, Andrzej Sapkowski, author of the Witcher books. Who very famously, circa 2005, gave away the rights to adapt The Witcher in video games to CDPR for a flat fee, because he was an old man and he didn't, and video games were not a huge booming industry at the time, so he didn't really have a whole lot of faith that a lot of money would ever come from it. So he took a flat fee and gave them the rights in perpetuity to that. Fast forward to them becoming a massive success, raking in millions, and suddenly he wants his cut. And it's like, sorry, you made your choice. You could have taken the royalty deal, but you chose not to. You wanted the, at the time, higher upfront cost. And business is gambling, and sometimes when you gamble, you lose. Admittedly, in that case, I just want to clarify, because someone who hears that story is going to bring it up. Admittedly, in that case, it's because at the time The Witcher 3 blew up, his son was very sick, and he was kind of doing anything he could to get more money. So a little bit more sympathetic in that regard, but still, it's like, that's the reality of business, is that you make choices like that. And in this case, she said she wanted nothing to do with it, so she gets nothing out of it. You get nothing. You lose, sir. Good day. Now, some people the reason this is labeled as Everyone Sucks is because some people are taking umbrage with him essentially removing her, at least partially removing her from her will, which is a bit of an extreme, could be a bit of an extreme move depending on how old this guy is. He doesn't say. But again, it's all part of the same thing. She said she wanted nothing to do with it. She did not support him in his endeavor, so she should not be rewarded from that endeavor. And I think that's fair.
I honestly, I don't feel like this is nearly as much of an issue as Reddit seems to think it is. On the surface of it, it's relatively extreme, but at the same time, she made it extremely clear that this was, her partner's business and she wanted no part of it, and now that the business happens to be very successful, she wants her cut, that she made explicitly clear that she didn't want. So it's one of those things where it's not something that it's probably just something she didn't think would actually get successful, and she was just very blindsided when it suddenly was. So
and that happens.
But at the same time, you gotta roll with it.
And it might have even been an entirely reasonable position to take at the time. But that's just the way the dice roll sometimes.
No, that's the thing with a lot of startup businesses. You do have to take a gamble on whether or not it's going to be successful. She did not take that gamble, but unfortunately, that didn't pay off for her. So,
not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Yep.
Well, at least we had a little bit more deliberation in getting there.
Yeah, that one at least had some wrinkles to it, some complexity.
Yes.
I mean, that's the minimum I expect from these, is just, a conversation piece, rather than just saying, obviously you're not. Oh, I read the last one, so that would be yours.
All right, we fucking did it so long. No, you keep that one in the back pocket. I'll read a different one.
Okay, all right.
Am I the asshole for resenting my pilot husband? Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no. No. Wait.
My pilot husband for drinking, spending, and partying while I'm home taking care of the household. Let's hope it's an actual pilot this time. And not a Reddit pilot. I, 42F, am a mother to a 4-year-old son, currently working up to 50 hours a week as a college teacher. My husband, 41M, has been away in Thailand for a month doing pilot training for a major airline.
Okay, actual pilot. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, doesn't have 5,000 hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Got it. That guy is as qualified, if not more, so, to be a pilot. While I fully support his career goals, the situation has started to take a toll on me. During this time, my husband has been going out drinking most nights, saying he needs to let off steam after a hard day. I don't really mind that he's enjoying his experience, but he has gone over our agreed budget while he was away. When I tried to express how this might feel disrespectful and unfair, especially since I'm at home working full-time, taking care of our son and managing the household, he dismissed my concerns. He justified his spending by saying his income benefits the family. While this is true, my income is still close to 40% of our total income, so it's not like I'm not contributing significantly too. We also owe over $500,000 on our home loan, so every dollar counts. The final straw was when he asked if I could join the airline's club membership. Oh, sorry, if he could join the airline's club membership to make his time away easier. I said no because I've been sticking to our agreed budget strictly. I take my lunches to work every day and can't do any socializing as I simply don't have the time. I'd love to have something like that to make my life easier, but I don't have that option right now. What makes it even harder is that when he's home, I still have to do all the school runs, extracurricular activities, groceries, etc., because his car license has been suspended for 3 months. I feel like I'm shouldering the majority of the responsibilities, and he doesn't seem to see that. What hurts the most is that when I try to explain how unvalued and unheard I feel, he brushed it off, saying I'm just upset because he's having fun and I'm not. He doesn't seem to understand that I'm the one at home keeping our family together and making personal sacrifices so he can live his dream job. Am I the asshole for feeling resentful and saying no to the club membership, even though it might make his life easier?
I want to know what you're.
So,
Yeah, you got it.
So, I think you have a lot of valid concerns.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I think something that I think she kind of forgets the further into this rant that she goes is that he's not just there to party. You know, he's becoming a pilot, which does require a lot of study and work.
Yeah, study, work,
you know.
And there is networking and shit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also true. For an industry like that, networking is important, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, a lot of that is going to social events like this.
Yeah.
So that's all true. I can't. This isn't written from his perspective, so I can't really verify exactly how dismissive he has been. But I have every reason, like I'll take your word for it. So to me, it feels less like anyone in particular is at fault here, and more like you might need to have another serious conversation about the budget might need to be reconsidered. Together. But and also she does a thing that kind of annoys me sometimes, where he is working. He's doing pilot training. He is getting his pilot license and stuff. He's progressing forward. As a part of that, he's doing all this other recreational things that where he is and what he's doing gives him the opportunity to do. But unfortunately, where you are and what you're doing doesn't give you as much opportunity to do that. But that's not really his fault.
Yeah,
is it?
It feels like there's a little bit of almost jealousy of the kind of freedoms that he has and the kind of opportunities that this gives him, and want, and it feels like OP kind of wants a bit of that, which again, maybe talk to him about that so that I would just recommend talking it out and not assuming that he's freewheeling and dealing by doing all this shit.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
I don't know your budget. I don't know what you would consider unreasonable, and I also don't know how demanding your life is that you can't have a bit of this action yourself.
Yeah.
This one is really hard to evaluate.
Yeah.
Because to me, I am the gas nozzle is that wait, not the nozzle, the arrow thing, the gauge. Yeah. The gas gauge is bouncing back and forth between no assholes here and everyone sucks here, because I don't know the situation well enough to tell. It's one of the two, because this could just be an innocent sort of miscommunication. They haven't talked enough about their budgets or whatnot, or it could be that neither of them is seeing the other person's perspective, and they're both, and she's jealous of him and he's flippant of her. It could be that as well. So it's one of those two. I don't know which.
Yeah, so it makes it very difficult to give a verdict on this. Tentative no assholes here, I'd say. Just on the safe side.
There is an edit here. Just her addressing some feedback she got. She says some extra little tidbits if it affects our judgment. His license was not suspended for drinking. That's not why. He does not have a drinking problem. A couple of beers after training does not equate to being drunk. He is very present with our son, and he does help out at home when he's not flying. However, the majority of the housework is complete when he arrived, so there's really not much. There's no need for him to do much in the first place. So those are just more additional factors, which do to me I think you two just need to talk it out more.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah.
I mean, no shit. That's like most Reddit. That's like most responses to Reddit posts like this. But in this case, in particular, I think you need to sit down and have a frank conversation about the budget and about what you, what each of you feels is fair for each other.
Yeah, talk it out. No assholes here.
Sure. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll go with that.
Okay, so
Now read the one I sent you.
yeah, so this next one is actually a hypothetical. Would I be the asshole? Would I be the asshole for refusing?
Would you?
Would you? Would I?
Would I? Rada.
Would I be the asshole for refusing to watch my sister's toddler while she gives birth? I, 32F, don't have children of my own. My sister...
Oh, sorry, I read that wrong, and I thought the toddler was the one giving birth here. You gotta admit, if you read this title, it kind of sounds like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch that either. Not the asshole. Moving on.
No. I, 32F, don't have children of my own. My sister, 39F, let's call her Sarah, is about to have her third child. A little bit of background before we get into it. All of Sarah's children have different fathers. Baby 1, the father was baby-trapped and is no longer in the picture. The child is now 15. Baby 2, Sarah made a deal with a random man on the internet to get her pregnant and sign away his parental rights. That child is now 2. Baby 3 is the product of a one-night stand with a married man. Sarah has always wanted a family, but never settled down as she prefers to play the field, so to speak.
I can tell. She seems like the adventurous sort.
Adventurous is a word for it.
Who makes a deal with a random guy on the internet to get pregnant and then sign away his right?
God,
What led to this?
Holy shit. Anyway.
Lives an exciting life.
Our parent has given Sarah over $100,000 in the last decade as she chronically lives out of her means financially, even though she has steady employment and makes a very good wage. When baby 2 was born, I took Sarah to the hospital a few cities over and took care of her firstborn child, all while working full-time. Sarah was in the hospital for about a week. When I lost my job 2 months ago, Sarah announced to the family, my parent and other siblings, that since I no longer have a job, I would be watching her 2-year-old while she gives birth. Oh, she just dropped that on you! Oh, no! Sarah didn't...
she just announced that. She
Yeah.
decided.
Yeah, Sarah didn't ask me to watch her child, nor did I offer. Sarah then texted me a few days ago asking if I was prepared to watch her youngest still, as she is due this month. Of course I said yes, she's family. But then Sarah implied that I was incapable of babysitting her toddler at my own house as I don't have any food and I wouldn't be able to bathe the child. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was taken aback by this. I currently don't have snack food for a 2-year-old in my house, but my city does have grocery stores, and my house that I worked very hard to purchase on my own without a payout from my parent is equipped with a fully functional bathroom. I'm extremely upset by the entitlement of Sarah, so much so that I suggested she have another family member babysit for her. She ignored this suggestion. I feel as though her love for her family is dependent on what she is receiving from them, and I'm afraid if I refuse to cater to her needs that she will start another family feud. You would not be the asshole. No. Your sister is absolutely taking advantage of you to continue her, like, freewheeling lifestyle with zero repercussions.
Yeah.
You are absolutely under... And again, she dropped this on you and forced it on you. And she's...
Yeah, if you're gonna live like this, you've got to be more appreciative of the people around you.
Yes, absolutely. And your sister is super, super not. She wants to quote unquote play the field. I could use far more derogatory terms to describe that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to refrain. Gonna keep the spice levels down, but no, you are under no obligation. You wouldn't be the asshole, and you are, if anything, very justified in saying that she should find somebody else because you don't want to, and you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I think the critical mistake here was getting to the point where getting to the point of entitlement where she didn't even bother asking.
Yeah, she just
after not asking, proceeded to critique how it was going to be done.
Right? Yeah, she just freaking like stands up at a family gathering, taps a glass, and says, "Hear ye, hear ye."
Yeah, Like, no, yeah, she literally said, "Anyway, you're watching my kid. I've decided this. Also, you don't get to the Cloud District very often. Of course you don't. You know, it's like, what am I saying? Of course you don't. It's like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah, bitch, shut up. Like, this is absolutely a beggar trying to be a chooser. Like, come on. Actually, it's more like a chooser trying to be a beggar. It's stupid either way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the asshole, no.
Hell no. Anyway, am I the asshole for not minding my own business when I saw a dog in a hot car? It was around 3 p.m. when I left the McDonald's. The temperature was around 91 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm sorry, I fucking love this is written like a short story.
Yeah, can we set this to dissonant flute? Like
No. Honestly, this sounds like a frickin' like a frickin' like 1940s noir. Sunday.
It was around 3 p.m. when I left McDonald's. The temperature was around 91 degrees. On my way to my car, I heard a dog barking. I looked around and spotted a small dog alone in a navy-colored car. The car was parked in a direct sunlight, and all 4 windows were halfway down, not all the way down. Even with the windows open, it's still way too hot, I thought. I wouldn't want to be stuck in that car for even 5 minutes. I was worried. I wasn't sure if it was illegal to leave a dog in a car like that, so I did a quick search online. Found a website that said it was legal to remove a dog from a car if you believed the animal was in danger. But the windows were halfway down. Was the dog really in danger? Just then I noticed someone get into the car, parked next to the one with the dog. He just sat there, not driving away. I wondered if he was also concerned, but his windows were tinted, so I couldn't tell. I kept an eye on both cars, trying to decide on the right thing to do. Finally, the driver of the other car rolled down his window. "Hey," I said. "I'm not worried. I'm worried about that dog left in the hot car. Are you concerned too?" "No," he replied. "The windows are down. The dog's fine." The response didn't reassure me. "You're being creepy," he said. "The windows are down. The dog is okay." I was shocked. I was just worried about the dog. I hadn't even touched the car. "You're the creepy one," he continued. "Are you trying to steal this dog?" Now I was irritated. I didn't think his hostility was justified. I turned around and disengaged from him. I looked up the number for the local police station and called, wanted to get their advice. The officer listened and then transferred me to dispatch. While I was talking to dispatch, 4 people walked towards the car with the dog. 2 of them were children. "Hey," I said to them, "you shouldn't leave your dog in the car like that." They didn't respond to me and started speaking to the guy in the next car in Spanish. I felt the dog was no longer in immediate danger, so I updated the dispatcher and then walked away, got into my car, and drove off. The man's accusation of me being creepy rattled me. I'm not someone who likes people interfering in my business, so I generally didn't get involved with other people's affairs, but this time, I truly felt the little guy was in trouble. Did I overstep my boundaries? In the future, if I encounter a similar situation, should I ignore the dog and just mind my own business? That's the end of the story.
I have a lot of questions here, honestly. Like,
Number one, why is this written like a noir piece?
Yeah, why
Number
is this
2,
written like a noir piece? Also, what was the actual temperature like? That's actually a very important
91.
bit of the. Okay, 90. Okay,
91.
Okay, 91 is actually pretty hot. So the big concern there is that, like, even if the windows are open, you have to worry about radiant heat from the outside of the car penetrating inside. And unless the AC is on, and if this is like direct sunlight, I'm assuming it is, that car is still going to be pretty hot for the dog. So I would say, you actually would have been justified in trying to remove the car and calling a dispatcher.
Top comment says, "Not the asshole, you did the right thing." No matter what the guy in the air-conditioned car with the tinted windows said, animals can sustain brain damage or even die from heat stroke within just 15 minutes. Beating the heat is extra tough for dogs because they can only cool themselves by panting.
Yep.
Someone said it might have been fine if they just went inside so they didn't have to go through the drive-thru, but if that's the case, it's probably fine. But if they took the time to order and sit down to eat, they're a different story.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were gone a while, though.
Yeah, it sounds like they were gone a while.
There was enough time for all this stuff to happen.
Yeah, I'd say not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not the asshole. You alright?
Hey, you alright? Fucking
You alright?
reminds me of that one fucking meme. You alright, white boy?
Yep.
Okay.
Read this one.
Am I the asshole for not standing up for my dad when my grandparents called him on being a shitty dad to me? This went, we've got some good old classic family drama. God, if I don't have enough of this in my life.
It's mostly been family.
Yeah. This went down last Saturday. My grandparents came over to talk to my dad, and instead of getting to talk to him, his wife invited them to stay and make lunch. And Dad was in and out of the garage while he was working on something. At some point, my grandparents told him to cut the shit and get the talk over with. Dad said he didn't get why they were there. Wait, the talk? What? Huh?
The talk. Get the talk over with.
Okay. Dad said he didn't get why they were there. There was some back and forth before my grandparents told him they were tired of him forgetting he had a responsibility to me and not just his wife's kids, especially his wife's son. Okay. They told him he goes on and on and on about his stepkids, and whenever anyone asks what he's doing, he's spending time with them or just his stepson. They asked what about me, his actual son? The son who already lost his mom and didn't need to lose his dad too. But then they said I'd already lost him because for the last 3 years and maybe even longer, he has been so checked out on my life that they can never ask him about me because he's clueless. The fight got worse. Dad's wife was pissed because her kids were there and hearing the fight. Dad told my grandparents he had more than just me and that I had a mother again, his wife, and that she was stepping up to be a good parent to me, while he was stepping up to be a good parent to her kids. But okay.
There's a nice dichotomy you've created for yourself.
Yeah. My grandparents said it was all BS and that he was excusing being a failure as a father. They said they had raised him to be better and do better, that my mom would be disgusted with him. This made the fight more intense. I was there the whole time. I said nothing at all, but I did hug my grandparents before they left and thank them for speaking up for me. It was after they left, Dad asked me why I hadn't said anything and why I hadn't defended him. His wife added that I didn't try to defend her kids either. I told my dad because I agreed with everything they said, and I had talked to them about it a few times already. He said I encouraged disrespect towards him and let it sound like he was a bad dad. His wife added in, even though we weren't actually talking to her, that I didn't do anything to shield her kids or make them know I loved them while it was going on. I said I let them speak the truth. It was tense after that, of course, and then during the week it was brought up a few more times. Dad and my grandparents fought again. His wife tried to bring up her kids, but I didn't focus on that. Dad told me I let him down. I just smiled. He said I'm old enough to speak up and not doing so subjected the whole family to a very upsetting rant from my grandparents. He told me I should be better than that. Am I the asshole?
Why didn't you stick up for me, said guy who never sticks up for me.
Right, yeah. Here's the fucking thing. Your dad seems to believe that respect is a one-way street. And he's basically just saying it's like he's expecting more from you when he doesn't give anything to you in the first place, and that's just, you're not the asshole. No, honestly, I feel you're completely justified for. Honestly, it feels, if anything, you're probably scared of your dad, especially considering his reaction to this. And in that case, it is completely acceptable to tell somebody else so that they can be kind of a proxy to get the conversation started.
Yeah.
Like, that is completely normal and fine to do in a situation like this. That's, in some cases, preferred. So, no, you're not the asshole. No, absolutely not.
Ditto.
No, your dad sucks.
But am I the asshole for skipping activities when my parents say I can't wear my headphones?
well, as a resident headphone wearer, let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, I did not realize how much of a Yoasakura you were before I met you in person.
Please, I'm nowhere near as cool as he is.
Yeah, well, that went without saying. Anyway, my parents took me, 20F, and my sisters, 21F, 19F, 17F, on a family vacation to Mexico. My sisters and I are all sharing a room. Is this a classic case of a guy with 4 daughters? I know statistically that isn't that unlikely, but it keeps happening.
It keeps happening, and we keep getting it here on fucking Reddit.
Anyway, I think they meant to say ADHD, but they said AUDHD. So if that's a new disorder I'm not aware of, sorry. But I'm pretty sure it's just a typo. And my sisters all have no. Okay, well then she says her sisters all have ADHD. So wait, Kevin, look up AUDHD. Is that a real thing? Am I missing a piece here?
AUDHD. It just means ADHD and autism.
But ADHD is part of the autism spectrum, so they all have autism.
Yeah, just read it. I don't want to.
Okay, fine. I have special ADHD, and my sisters all have normal ADHD, whatever that means. The point is, they're all very loud. Like, their normal volume is yelling, and they multitask, so they'll have 3 conversations and 2 TikToks going full volume with no headphones. What I'm trying to say is that being with them is constant overstimulation. I have 3 more days on this trip, and there's absolutely nowhere for me to go to cool down. If I leave the room, they follow me. If I go to the room, they either follow me there and try to drag me out, or constantly call me and tell me to get out of the room. Since I can't escape them, I've resorted to wearing my noise-canceling headphones pretty much 24/7. I take them off to sleep or swim, and that's it. The headphone thing pisses my parents off so much. They think the constant overstimulation and being around my sisters is good for me and will teach me social skills. I never got support for the autism and ADHD because even though I was diagnosed at 8, I was not told until I was 19, and they just thought I'd figure out social skills in school shit and everything else I struggle with. They've started saying I can't join them if I have my headphones on, so I just don't join them. I get room service for at least 1 meal a day, all-inclusive hotel. I don't go to the pool all the time. I don't go to the right activities, leave dinner early. I basically stay in the room for half the day. Now they're saying I'm ruining the vacation by being stubborn about the headphones. I think my headphones aren't hurting anybody, but they're still insisting I can't be with them if I'm wearing headphones, and saying my insistence on wearing headphones is ruining the trip. Am I the asshole for wearing headphones?
Okay. I also wear headphones to block out some noise. They're not noise canceling, but I do wear them to block out some noise because I do have some issues with overstimulation as well. Your parents are being completely inconsiderate of you and what you need.
Yeah. It sounds like they're making the classic mistake of assuming that all forms of autism present the same.
Yes.
When it does not seem to be the case. It could very well be, and it seems to be, that your sisters have a type of autism where they enjoy or even need the overstimulation.
Yes.
Whereas you have a type of autism where such things overstimulate you and make you upset.
Mm-hmm.
And you both need... So I went to a charter school specifically for like ADD, ADHD, autism teenagers, and they had a motto, they had a mission statement that I really liked, which I think applies to this situation pretty well. Their mission statement was, we strive to give every child what they need to succeed, even if that's not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great mentality to have about things like this.
Yes, absolutely. And that is absolutely the mentality you need for people with autism, because it presents differently across the spectrum.
Yeah, in fact, I would even argue that that's a good mentality to just have for dealing with people in general. Everyone has different needs, and everyone has different things they need to both persist and succeed and get along with others. And part of the real social skill is acknowledging and being able to juggle everyone around you's specific physical, emotional, mental, and whatever else needs. That's real social skills. That's whatever your parents think social skills means. I think they're the ones potentially lacking in social skills if they don't understand this principle, because it sounds like they're treating all of their autistic children like they present the same symptoms and have the same needs and problems, when that is very much not the case.
Yeah. Not the asshole.
Yeah. Also, not the asshole. Okay. Read this one. I'm getting. One thing I really hate is, sometimes you can click something and it'll highlight it, but with the URL bar, for whatever reason, it'll highlight everything except like the last 4 characters. So then I go, oh fuck, and then I have to like click and drag the whole thing.
Okay, we got a bit of a spicy one here. Ooh.
Not safe for work.
Get this out of your workplace. Anyway.
If you're at work, you might want to put on headphones now.
Am I the asshole for trying to work in a gentleman's club as a bartender? That sounds like a job. I don't know why you would be the asshole. Let's find out. I, 23 female, am a recent college grad and have a current job as a server. I work at a small restaurant and slow season is very quickly approaching. I've been at this restaurant...
Oh yeah, I know all about slow season, let me tell you.
I've been at this restaurant for 5 months and I want to stay there for a while but need more income. One of my work friends also works at a gentleman's club in the city and said that there was an opening as a bartender/bottle service girl at the club. Ooh, look at you!
Official title. I'd like to be... Do you have a business card that says bottle service girl?
It's kind of awesome, actually.
Anyway.
I have been very intrigued as this would have been a better chance as I am friends with this girl and she could put in a good word. Plus I could work at it after my day shifts at my current job. I live with my parents and my mom is the type of person who likes to have my location and goes crazy if she doesn't. I told them about the opportunity and they got extremely upset and disheveled that there is a seedy crowd that are in these clubs and I'd be putting myself in harm's way. I was supposed to simply go check out the club yesterday because I had never even been into a gentleman's club, but my mom had an emotional breakdown and begged me not to go. I very angrily agreed. I yelled at her and told her she's treating me like a baby when I'm 23. I went to leave, not to go to the club, but just to drive around and I couldn't find my keys. My mom must have forgotten that I had the ability to call my keys with a tag on them and I found them in a drawer of a room which we hardly use. I left and I'm back home now and my mom has apologized, but I still feel really frustrated that I couldn't even go see what it was like. My sister thinks it's not a big deal that it's a gentleman club and that there are dancers around. My mom doesn't agree with that. She just thinks the neighborhood it's in is unsafe and the things that happen in these places would put me in harm's way. I feel like I have an okay judge of what is safe or not, so am I the asshole for wanting to go see what the club is like and possibly wanting to work there? Fuck no.
You are an adult and you can make your own choices.
Yeah,
I will read top comment for posterity, but my answer to this is you are an adult and you can make your own choices. Yeah. Anyway, top comment. Just for context, though, it is an incredibly gendered thing. I, male, worked at a strip club for 11 months, and it was incredible. Great money, great hours for night owls, excitement of attractive, semi-naked coworkers. My ex-bart did 6 months, during which time she was consistently degraded by customers and pressured by management to work on the floor. She eventually gave in because, frankly, who wouldn't for thousands of pounds per night? Oh, British alert!
British alert! British alert!
British alert!
Okay, you know what?
Strip clubs in jolly old London.
Okay, to be fair, we probably should have figured it out because his name is Bright Fleece. That's a very British name.
I guess so. Anyway, just be aware that as a woman, you will be encouraged to take things further by both customers and management. It will also be, and the reason I quit, an incredibly depressing perspective on the objectification of women and the commercialization of sex.
Yeah, there is definitely that.
But keeping all that in mind, you are an adult and you can make your own choices.
Yeah, no, you just wanted to check the place out, and that is completely normal and safe to want to go and do. So, not the asshole, no.
Yeah, not the asshole. Damn, no fucking assholes this time.
God, man. It's rare. God, wow.
Medium Tifu.
Okay, alright, let's see some fuck-ups.
Today I fucked up by breaking my toes. Again.
Again.
I don't
Fuck my toes!
Not again! I don't feel like I'm particularly clumsy. I've never broken any other bones or done any serious injuries. I guess I just have big feet, US 13, and bad luck. About a decade or so ago, I was living with a roommate in another town. I was always stubbing my toes on things. The couch, the coffee table, anything really. I do tend to walk kind of fast. When I'm out with my fiance, she always says I walk too fast.
Even at home, I tend to just get around quickly. I can't turn it off. So one day, I was just headed to the restroom, speed walking, as I tend to do, and just slammed my toe into the door frame. Hurt like hell, didn't think it was broken until I could barely walk on it the next day. About a year later, same foot slams into the same door frame. This time, the toe next to it is the victim. The first victim was the middle ring toe. This time it was the index toe. This time the entire top of my foot went purple. Doctors say toes are small and there's no real need for treatment other than taping it to the toe next to it and taking painkillers. I was also walking down to the train station to get to and from work. Not a fun time, though thankfully it was a desk job. Fast forward a decade to today, okay, it was last night, not today, whatever. I'm in the process of packing so I can move this weekend. My apartment is in disarray as I'm packing stuff. I was walking around the house, Speedy Gonzalez, and my other foot meets my air purifier right around the corner. This time it's both the middle and index toes. Hurts like a bitch. I'm swearing, wincing even. After a bit, I tried to gently squeeze one and it's excruciating. My toes are also super swollen. So I slept with my foot propped up on some pillows. Now I'm at work at a different desk job trying to keep my foot raised. I can't walk very well. Really just hobbling around with very noticeable limp when I do need to walk. I'm moving this weekend to a new apartment that's on the 2nd floor, so this will be interesting. I'm also getting married in 3 weeks, and I've been taking dance lessons for that. We just had our final lesson this last weekend, and now it's just on us to keep practicing until the big day. We're also going to Disney for our honeymoon, which is obviously several miles of walking per day, plus standing in line for hours and hours. So now I'm just hoping it can heal enough for me to actually enjoy the trip. 3 weeks should be enough, right? TLDR, I broke toes in the past, and I broke 2 toes the other foot before moving in my wedding. I think you should wear shoes inside.
You should probably wear shoes inside.
You can't be trusted to be barefoot.
Honestly, it would have been even funnier if you went with the fucking. You have lost your toe privileges. Give them here.
Mm-hmm. We hereby strip you of your toe rights.
All right. Got another T-food. This one is a medium one. Okay.
Oh, by the last one passes the medium check.
Yes, it does. That is definitely what I would refer to as a medium T-food.
Yep.
Personally inconveniencing to you, hurts like a bitch, but it's not going to ruin your life. Medium.
Yep.
Today I fucked up by trying to bang a goth baddie and my wife found out.
Many such cases. Many such cases. I wake up, there is another psyop. I wake up, there is another psyop. I wish Sheridan could have been here for this one.
Oh man, he would have loved this one. My 31M wife, 32F, and I are in a healthy and happy relationship. That said, we've both been together since high school, so we feel that we missed out on a little by being each other's only sexual experiences. We've talked about this at length and decided a few years ago that we're okay with having a few hall passes in our relationship, since we very much intend to stay together for the rest of our lives and don't want any resentment over missed possibilities.
Holy shit, that puts you well ahead of the curve in terms of Reddit communication.
Right, yeah, good on ya for that. Plus, it's pretty rare that we could even find such an opportunity, as it's a little hard to find hookups when you're in a committed marriage and don't go out much. That's very true. We even gave each other advance approval in case the situation arises, so as long as we're safe about it, and tell each other immediately afterwards. We've both used 1 HP, each with... Oh, hall pass, right, yeah. We've both used 1 hall pass, each with someone we knew well enough but would never see again, and no issues came out of it. In fact, it only made us more secure in our relationship and how much we genuinely appreciate being with each other. Oh, that's sweet. It's about to get very not sweet, I think. Recently, I had to travel to London for work. Okay, we're at British warning.
Oh, British alert! British alert! British are incoming! The British are incoming!
Yeah. We're on British watch. I don't normally get to travel for work, so I decided to make a trip out of it and spend a few extra days of my own time in the city after the project was done. Man,
Oh fuck! I just realized I didn't get to talk about Fault London at all in the what I've been doing section.
Ah, fuck. Well, bit too late for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
I mean, I assume by next time you'll still be playing it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is Fallout. My wife couldn't join because she didn't have any vacation time left, but was very supportive of me taking some time to explore since I've never been to London, and she has. Being cheap and being a pretty outgoing guy when I'm so inclined, I decided to stay in a hostel. I was interested in meeting other travelers since I didn't know anyone in the city, and I love being sociable with new people. I chatted with several of the people staying there, and in particular a very attractive French girl, mid-20s, who dressed super goth. A mid-20s goth French girl. You scored.
What are the odds? Or did he? Let's find out.
Yeah. For context, I love the goth girl look, based. I've been sucked into the goth girlfriend propaganda online, much to the annoyance.
I wake up, there is another psyop.
Much to the annoyance of my wife. It isn't her style, but she has been nice enough to cater to me by putting on a sexy goth outfit on occasion, since she knows it's a huge fantasy of mine. Still, I pester her constantly to be more goth because I enjoy it so much. Yeah, this is starting to get
Crank up the goth meter, please.
More goth, please! Anyway, I ended up spending a little bit of time with goth French baddie. I fucking love this guy. We both went to the hostel's happy hour event and hit it off there. I found out that she was recently single and was in London for an art show. It turned out we were both into emo music and we talked about our favorite bands. I had thought that she was acting a bit flirty towards me, but...
You ever hear of Dashboard Confessional? Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, of course I've heard of Dashboard Confessional.
I had the thought that she was acting a bit flirty towards me, but didn't think too much of it until I later found myself sharing a sink with her in the hostel bathroom. The hostel was co-ed, so each floor had a small shared bathroom with a communal sink and a door that was meant to be kept open, but which people frequently closed for the sake of having more privacy than just a stall to shower in. So I'm brushing my teeth while chatting up the real-life version of Shadowheart, who, mind you, is wearing an extremely low-cut top, when she suddenly closes the bathroom door behind us. In my mind, my wildest fantasy is about to come true.
That's a Baldur's Gate 3 character. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. It's even more exciting because, hold on, I'm gonna look up what Shadowheart looks like.
Yeah, she's from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, let me look up. Okay, you know what? I see it. Alright.
I see the vision.
I see the vision. Okay, alright.
Proceed.
It's even more exciting because of the adrenaline rush of being in a semi-public setting and a girl being so into me that she would make such a bold move. I can't believe this is actually happening to me. I instantly get hard. Okay. Then she turns around and asks, "Are you interested in learning about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?"
Oh, god damn it! Every time! Ugh.
She had me cornered for 10 minutes trying to talk me into salvation while I grew increasingly despondent and immensely disappointed, with the whiplash of going from what could have been one of the crowning moments of my life to pure and utter dejection. When I told my wife this story, she laughed for a solid hour. She said it's karma for annoying her about wanting a goth GF. TLDR, life dream was to bang a hot goth girl. Thought I was getting the opportunity, but got cock blocked by Jesus Christ. God is real and he hates me.
I love top comment quote. Every woman reading this has a brand new weapon to get away from guys they don't want hitting on them. New strategy unlocked.
Fucking amazing. Oh god. Oh, I'm really sorry, OP. But
I've read a lot.
My god, that's funny.
We have read probably several hundred Tifus at this point, and there are very few people I feel as sorry for as this guy.
I feel so bad. This man deserves his goth girlfriend one night stand. I'm sorry. Please give this man what he wants. I beg of you, the universe.
that's going to transition us straight into the lightning round.
I think it's a good time for the lightning round.
This is where we go to unpopular opinion. Find some popular opinions or unpopular opinions. We think we're unpopular, maybe they're not popular. We don't know. We're going to find out right now.
Let's go.
The inclusion of unpopular opinion. The inclusion of skating and breakdance in the Olympics is the official declaration that those activities are now lame.
Okay, but consider instead that it makes the Olympics based.
Have you considered that this movie isn't stupid? You're stupid.
You're stupid.
Am I the only one who can understand the complexities of this cinematic masterpiece?
No, as an appreciator of the Olympics, by which I mean I played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games when I was a kid on DS.
That makes you qualified.
That makes you qualified. Not for much, but it makes you qualified for something, I think.
It's a shame they're not making them anymore because we've missed out on Sonic breakdancing.
Mother... Shit! OP's wrong. Just for that, OP's
Denied.
wrong. Denied.
Rejected. Unpopular opinion, pho
Go.
is bland and
Leave
not...
now and never return.
Unpopular opinion, pho is bland and not worth the hype. I agree.
I kind of agree. I've had pho a few different times, and none of the different times that I've had it is just...
Every fucking time I have pho, I'm just like, oh god, I wish I was eating ramen.
If I'm going to eat soup, I want a soup that has some real nice flavor to it, and pho is just way too mellow and bland for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, every time I just think, God, I could be eating ramen right now.
I feel the same fucking way, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, I know we're being all typical bakagaijinshow thing Japan here, but have you had ramen?
Also, have you seen the title? We're the Bakagaijinshow. We are the dumb foreigners. Thank you. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not the whatever the... Hold on. What would that be in Vietnamese? Hold on. English to Vietnamese. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that.
Okay,
Hold on, I'll post a screenshot of this for you. What the hell? I don't know how to say that.
Oh, you pronounce it as... Nope.
He looked at it so confident, like, oh, let me come in here and
If I try to say this, I'm going to sound like I'm making fun of mentally disabled people. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I just heard Google say it to me, and I'm like, no, I can't even repeat that.
So yeah, no, I don't like.
We're not that. We're the Baka Gaijin show.
Yeah.
We're going. Look, we're gonna be Thing Japan sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
A good alternative title for us might be the Thing Japan podcast, but let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We've got too much brand history as it is. Anyway, what?
Unpopular opinion, we should take mediocre photos on dating apps. We all know the most important thing on dating apps is the photos, but I believe dating profiles should include more realistic or average-looking photos rather than just the most glamorous ones. I understand everyone wants to put their best foot forward with great-looking photos to get more matches, but we don't always look like we do in those perfectly lit and angled pictures. Using more realistic images can help set accurate expectations and avoid disappointment when meeting in person or being accused of being a catfish. Okay, you try that. Tell me how it works.
Yeah. You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna take pictures that are. If I ever get on a dating app, I'm just gonna, take pictures that look like this.
Wow, you look like you're ready to drop the hottest album of 2024.
There we go.
It's like half of the fucking. I listen to a lot of trap rap and sad rap, and a lot of fucking singles covers are literally just photos of them getting out of bed.
I wake up. There's another psyop. I wake up.
I wake up. There's another psyop. Yep. I agree with you in spirit, but good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Unpopular opinion, spin again is the most pathetic option on a prize wheel. Yeah, intentionally.
Intentionally. Yeah, thanks.
Wow, real fucking third grade observation here. Unpopular opinion: hearing your partner snoring at night is actually soothing. You're on a level of love I can't fathom.
Best of luck to you.
Unpopular opinion: jeans are so uncomfortable and most of the time don't even look good.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We must all return to the shorts master race. They're comfy and easy to wear.
I didn't like jeans until I stopped wearing pure denim ones and wore like the elastic denim hybrid ones.
Yeah.
Like all of my jeans are like elastic hybrid black ones.
I cannot
and
tell you.
they're way more comfortable.
I cannot tell you how many times when I was growing up in like middle school, like, you know, the freaking rip on the knee was like kind of the cool thing that everybody had. Yeah. I wore regular jeans, and when the knee, and like after a week after I got each freaking pair of jeans that I ever had, the knee ripped, and at that point I'm just like, oh cool, fashion statement. But like I didn't like wearing them either way. But like during cold months I had to. But that shit's
in middle
very
school.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, in middle school I was the windbreaker kid. I always wore windbreakers.
Yeah.
I broke a lot of wind is what I'm getting at. Unpopular opinion: the concept of the multiverse itself isn't a fundamentally bad one. Disney and Sony just have shitty writers.
We have actually talked about this before.
Yeah.
About like the concept of the multiverse, and the thing is, the multiverse is a uniquely freeing concept, but at the same time, by leaning too far into it, you do run across the potential of removing any kind of stakes or tension from your story.
Yeah.
So, to do a multiverse well, and to properly represent, like, stakes and a dramatic tension through the multiverse concept, you need to be very careful with how it's presented.
Yeah.
Watch Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. And other such things.
Yeah. That is, like, Across the Spider-Verse is probably my favorite depiction of a multiverse, if I'm being real.
Yeah, hold on. No. No, I'm not reacting to your Friday hot take. No. Unpopular opinion: IKEA furniture is easy and fun to assemble.
I've never assembled IKEA furniture, so I don't have an opinion on this.
I think the thing that drives people crazy is that they're pretty infamous for missing pieces.
Yeah. That is very true.
There's nothing quite like putting together a table for an hour and realizing that you don't have all the fucking connectors you need.
Or the instructions aren't terribly clear and there are just pieces that look very similar to each other. I'm reminded of the frickin' Sonic Boom thing where they're trying to assemble a frickin'
yeah.
they're trying to assemble like a shelf or whatever, and Sonic's like, Tails, I swear, if you've been confusing L brackets and T brackets this entire time.
Sonic Boom is crazy because they can have Sonic characters build a fucking IKEA couch and it works.
It works, yeah. Sonic Boom's a funny show. Twitter's stupid for thinking it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, here's one. Unpopular opinion: Chewy Chips Ahoy better than Oreos. Now, why you gotta make Kings fight?
Why you gotta make Kings fight? There's a different
There's a
situation
different-
for each cookie.
Yeah, it's like the guy with his wife and then the goth GF baddie. You know, like different needs.
Look, dude. I get. Look, here's the thing. I get the Chewy Chips Ahoy cookie. I get it. I understand. I love that shit. But also, the inherent joy of dunking an Oreo under the milk and waiting for the bubbles to stop, and then eating it, unmatched.
Yeah.
Why make
You know,
Kings
chocolate chip
fight?
cookies. You know in Europe they call chocolate chip cookies American cookies. I didn't realize that until recently. Apparently, chocolate chip cookies are like uniquely American.
I did not know that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Unpopular opinion: pigeons get a bad rep, undeserved. Pretty much the title. Not sure if it's a hot take. They're domesticated animals that are quite compatible with humans. We used their services for centuries, then abandoned the poor lads and decided they were vermin. Makes me sad. They're trying their best, guys.
Sure. Yeah.
He might have a point.
He might have a point. Yeah.
I love this. I like this comment. Take all your pigeon hate and transfer it into seagull hate.
There you go. Yeah, seagulls are bastards. Seagulls are actually just freaking bastards.
Oh yeah. Unpopular opinion: carrots should never be cooked or boiled. I agree. I like my carrots raw.
Yeah, sure. I
don't like steamed or boiled carrots.
I don't dislike them, but I much prefer them raw. I can agree with this, sure.
You heard it here first, everyone. Kevin prefers it raw.
I'm gay.
Unpopular opinion: Chewbacca more annoying than Jar Jar Binks.
Why must we make kings fight?
That might be the weirdest thing you could ever say that to. But for the sake of the running gag, I will accept it. Approved.
No,
oh my god, fuck. God damn it. Seagulls get a bad rap. Undeserved. Shut up. Okay, this guy put a lot of effort into this post, so fuck it, fine. Seagulls get a bad rap. Undeserved. Let's look at the cold, hard facts here. Scientific value. Seagulls have contributed to the study of animal behavior and ethology. Aerodynamics. Gulls' wings are considered to be nearly perfect. Adaptability. Seagulls have large brains relative to their bodies, which helps them adapt to changing habitats and colonize new environments. They can tolerate urban disturbances like loud traffic and industrial noise and have adapted their nesting behavior to use flat roofing and ovals on buildings. Intelligence. Seagulls are intelligent birds that can learn behaviors that are successful and then teach their young how to do the same. They have excellent memories, which helps them return to places where they found food before. They can also observe and take advantage of patterns in human behavior, such as following fishing boats to find food. Communication. They have a complex system of communication that includes vocalizations and body movements. Parents. Seagulls are attentive and proactive parents, protective parents, with both males and females taking turns incubating the eggs. Hunting. They have creative hunting methods, such as dropping hard-shelled mollusks under rocks to break them up. That is pretty hard, I'm gonna be honest.
That is actually pretty cool.
They also teach their young these skills. Saltwater, one of the few animals that can just drink salt water thanks to unique glands that remove excess salt from their bodies. Sounds like an amazing addition to our collective ecosystem now. Because they steal your food or shit on you, I feel these subjective situational-based gripes are more probably unfounded to begin with. Gull took your burger? Maybe be on the defensive if you're eating near a pier or a body of water occupied visibly with the birds. Get shit on? Well, look to the skies, friends, and be ever vigilant. Honestly, how would you feel if you were a seagull who had to shit? Think about it. Flying through the winds of the Pacific, get a whiff of French fries and surf and turf burger near a restaurant below. A middle-aged man goes up to get napkins, and you have a family to feed. You swoop in, you take what you need, return to the flight. Your stomach doesn't tune well to the human dish, but you have to shit violently. Are you gonna ask those below for permission? No, it's up to them to move out of the way. Simple as. Stay with me, everyone. I wake up.
I wake up. There's a new psyop. I wake up.
There is a new psyop. I wake up. To be fair, I love it on this fucking subreddit when somebody has an opinion and the other guy's like, oh, actually, their opinion's full of shit. I have the exact opposite opinion and it's superior. Love that shit.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, the marshmallows and Lucky Charms are the worst part. You're right, that is unpopular.
Wow, that... You know what? You... Give it a like. Fucking shit. Upvote it. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unpopular.
Take your upvote and get out of here.
Yep.
Unpopular opinion, rollerblading should be in the Olympics. Fuck yeah.
Okay, you know what? Honestly, yeah. No, if skateboarding and breakdancing can be in the Olympics, let's go all in. Fuck it, let's go. Let's just do it.
I'm sorry, what? So I just saw one of me blink.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion, having redeeming qualities is actually a bad thing overall.
What? Huh?
By simple virtue of having to find things to like about someone despite their overall awfulness, as opposed to how I hear it used to highlight what someone is good at, or why they should be tolerated or respected, having some weird thoughts today, sorry. Take your meds.
Take your meds. Fucking...
Take your meds and maybe a nap.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, normalize not helping people even in life or death situations. What the fuck?
What the...
People are psychotic today.
It's just like, he's drowning, this ain't about him.
Unpopular opinion, actors who play action roles should take steroids. Unpopular opinion, every pie should be made with graham cracker crust.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, saying I love you every time you say goodbye is unnecessary. Unpopular opinion, Despicable Me 2 is one of the best animated movies of all time. What is wrong with people today?
Okay. To be fair, Despicable Me 2 does have the guacamole hat.
Fair enough.
Guacamole hat? Do you know of another movie with a guacamole hat?
No.
There you go.
I think that's gonna do it for this week.
I think that'll do, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Baka Gaijin Show. If you want to be part of the show, you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. Join our official Discord server in the link provided below. Follow us on Twitter at ZekeFreak, at CCharmanderK, and at GiroRarXD. Once he's done grieving his dead mother. Rip.
She's not dead. I saw her today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's you need to let go, Kevin. The accident wasn't your fault. We'll see you next time on the Baka Gaijin Show. Zeke Freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes